All right, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to everybody, and thank you very much for coming back to us here. We are live with our cool new crew, and we're going to be doing Waterdeep, Dungeon of the Mad Mage. So we've got some new folks, we've got some old folks returning, and hopefully nothing technical goes crazy and causes us all to lose connection or anything like that. That said, what we're going to do quick before we get into the game, because I know you all are chomping at the bit to get ready and get in there. What we're going to do is quickly just sort of go around. So we're going to start over here, and I'm pointing to my... I know it's different for every person, but for the audience, they'll see me pointing this way, where they see a new face. And yes, that is Sarah over here. And Sarah, would you say hello? And go ahead and give us a quick intro. Okay. I I I love if you can bring the cat into into the whole session, that would be really great because yeah, that's fun. Yes, I agree. All right, and then circling down from Sarah, we have our good friend Septur, who's back. Septur, say hi. It's your boy, Septur. Okay. Hey, right on. I agree. Thank you very much, sir. Moving on, we've got an old face, but also a new face, at least here in the videos. We have Drakon. How you doing, man? Good start. Good start. Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. It seems like we're having some audio issues. It seems like they can only hear me. That's very odd because I can see the. I can hear. Oh, that's very interesting. I think because it's only coming through. Well, no, that's not true. I can hear at least on stream. If you all can hear me on stream, it looks like they can hear me on my mic. But it seems like if you guys can all just talk, let's hear if the desktop is coming through. Yeah, it's actually I see levels and everybody. So I see Toe in stream. Hello, Toe. But it does seem like it's coming through at least, or at least it's streaming through audio wise. So because I see levels and everything, so it's not coming through the audio. That is strange. Let's take a look here and figure out why. Oh, I think I know why. I think I know. That would be why. Let's. That's why it's muting me up. There we go. Okay, now that should fix it.
Hello.
Now we got everybody.
What the hell?
Hello.
How does that sound? How's that sound on stream now, everybody?
My boy.
Is that better?
Let me pull the stream again.
Yeah, check the stream and we're seeing. Toe just said, "There we go."
Oh, okay.
What
Silly.
was wrong?
What was wrong was me being a silly technical poop.
You forgot to enable
A
it.
silly billion.
Yeah, I it's like that old Airplane, the movie Airplane, where the guy has the plug in his hand and he's like, "Whoops." So, okay. For those of you who did not hear the original three people who just spoke, we have Sarah here to my left.
Hi again.
There's
Oh,
Sarah.
doing it again.
Again.
Hi.
That's okay.
Again. Oh my god.
Here
That's
we go
it.
again.
We I heard you
Maybe
fine,
it'll be
Sarah.
better this time. It's
Go
cool.
ahead. Take two.
No, hi. Take two. Hi, I'm Sarah. I have never done this on a computer before, so I am definitely learning my way around the technical aspect. Please be nice to me. Otherwise, I am. I worked in tech theater for like 12 hours today, and my brain is a little bit.
Oh, this will be great.
So, oh yeah, I warned you that this was going to be a fun session for me.
Oh yeah.
But I'm here. I got cats. They're probably going to show up eventually, and yeah, let's fuck some shit up.
Cool. And then down from Sarah, we have Talron. Hello, Talron.
Right.
Well, actually, it's Septur, technically. Sorry.
So,
Septur.
Yeah. I'm Septur. Sup. I'm just an everyday nerd playing D&D, playing video games, screw getting a haircut anytime soon. Glad to be playing like some more with some of the former members from the last game. Glad to be playing with a couple of new guys as well. And yeah, they're have some fun and kick some ass.
Cool. And then moving on down, we got Drakon directly below me.
Hi, I'm Drakon. Twitter at Overlord_Drakon. I'm the extrovert of the group. I don't know if anybody else is as extrovert as I am, but I'm way too much. I've been playing D&D for about 7 years now, and one of my first campaigns was actually with Matt. So, surprise, surprise, back again, back in the saddle.
Couldn't have it any other way. And then next to Drakon, we have Kraw. He's sort of down in the bottom right-hand corner.
Hello, I'm Kraw, also known as Crocky sometimes. I have nothing more to add than I am a floating head.
How long have you been playing D&D, Kraw?
About a year. I started with you.
Yeah.
Essentially. I played before that, but I wouldn't count those.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. And then finally rounding out the group to my direct right, we got Alex.
So hi, I'm Alex. I'm a Gemini. I'm INFJ.
Like-
I'm also an atheist.
Okay. So I won't be talking about gods at all during this campaign. We'll be making sure of that.
Oh, Elbauthin believes in gods.
Okay. He'll be
Spoilers.
meeting some, I'm sure, along the way.
I'm not Alex, I'm Elbauthin.
Right.
Says Alex up there.
He's very RP. Completely. All right. That said, how you guys like to play some D&D? We good for that?
Fuck yeah.
All
Maybe
right.
later.
Maybe later. Yeah, okay. Goodbye, everybody.
That was it. So long.
15-minute
All right.
break, guys. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be back. All right. So let me go ahead and bring y'all into the next screen. And we'll be showing some fun video stuff. If you are not already in Roll20, please get into Roll20. We'll be using Roll20 for a lot of stuff. From an audience perspective, you guys will be seeing a lot of the combat stuff through Roll20, as well as the output from chat for all of their rolls, which will be done in Roll20. As much as I would love to use physical die, it's just much better for you guys to see what the heck they roll. And
You don't trust us?
trust has nothing to do with it. And no, I don't.
I wouldn't
I
trust
don't
me.
trust.
I wouldn't trust him either.
He's fun for me to not trust his players.
Okay. All right. So we're going to transition now to our beautiful new screen, which is basically just the exact same screen as before, except in the bottom, actually in the middle section here, which is down to the direct left. You guys will be seeing in the audience, you guys will be seeing the exact same stuff that they see in Roll20 from a handout perspective. So you'll see all the art. You'll see all of the other stuff. But when it comes to combat stuff, we'll switch to a completely different screen, which will have the little Roll20 window in it. And you guys will see all of their tokens going back and forth. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. And the way we're going to go ahead and get started is with a little mood music as I describe a scene in time. A pure white stone fortress at the center of a shimmering city of ivory marble sits proudly at the foot of a craggy gray mountain. The camera glides through the streets of this city, populated by lithe, graceful, musically voiced humanoids, elves. The camera slows and centers itself on a very different figure. A stout, white-bearded dwarf with a wrinkled face and deeply set brown eyes. The dwarf is clad in heavy steel armor and is flanked on both sides by two formidable-looking dwarven compatriots. As a massive wooden door to this fortress opens, like this, the trio strides down a vaulted hallway flanked by elven soldiers in gleaming silver and golden armor. The natural light streaming from the dozens of open windows is soft, peaceful. Fresh air, though not distasteful to the mountain dwarves, is not as comforting as it would be to other races, and it shows. The din of clanking mail and plate echoes through the hallway, the only sounds heard in this vast space. The dwarven trio slows and stops before a figure dressed in pure white, sitting atop a throne made out of a pure white porcelain. The leader of the dwarves bows gracefully as a dwarf can at any rate. Straightening and clearing his throat, he decides to put pleasantries aside, speaking in a broken elvish, his accent somewhat untrained. But the throned elf, wearing a crown, pays it no heed. The dwarf says,
"It is a deal, then, your majesty."
"Yes."
"No tricks. The mine is ours."
The elf smirks. "No tricks. If you wish to possess it, the mine now belongs to you and to your kind. The caverns will never collapse. We have made sure of it. The mithril is yours to mine at your will." The dwarf starts to chuckle, but then stops himself and grimaces. "There's no catch." He narrows his eyes.
Why are you giving up the mine so easily? What's down there?
There is a moment of silence. The elf breathes heavily and laces his fingers together. "Malaire, you must know the truth. We elves have the power of foresight. We have seen a great sundering of our people in the decades to come. This city, this land is no longer ours to possess. If you wish to plunder the depths of the mountain and the riches that lie beneath it, they are yours. But like all things in this existence, it is only for now." The dwarf grins, not comprehending the meaning of the elf's guidance. Quickly mutters,
So be it.
He withdraws his hand from his shining steel gauntlet, spits on his palm, and offers it to the crowned elf, who raises an eyebrow. After a moment, the elven king stands from his porcelain throne, gracefully descends the steps, and regally shakes his own hand with the dwarves. Snap cut to a very different scene. A robed figure with a wild black beard steps out of a shimmering portal at the foot of that very same mountain, now known as Mount Malairbode, taking on the name of the dwarven king who came before. This robed figure is followed by 7 other figures. A stunning beauty robed in shimmering blue, A thin, clean-shaven man with steel gray hair, towering almost 7 feet tall. A well-muscled, dark-haired man with a glowing greatsword strapped to his back. A dark-skinned human man in green robes carrying a large tree root as a walking stick. An overly tall female humanoid with bluish scales and large insectile eyes. A portly man wearing a necklace of bones and a strange canine skull as a headpiece. And lastly, a boy with a strange amulet around his neck, that of a green devil face with an open mouth. They all stare at the mountain and what lies beneath it. The fortress of pure white marble and its accompanying city is completely gone. The only things remaining are blocks of ruined gray stone sticking out of the ground like massive teeth. The black-bearded man grins, a gleam of insanity wreathing his irises.
It's perfect.
The blue-scaled female sniffs and intones. What a dump. The green-robed man steps forward. Master, are you, short?
Silence.
Motioning for his companions to follow him, the man glides towards the ruins, a look of pure ambition spreading across his visage. And now, we move forward in time. Before our eyes, the city stays ruins, but the fortress is repaired and then begins to tower sky high, its construction clearly taking many hundreds of years. And then in the flash of an eye, it is gone. What caused it to disappear? We do not know. A vast wasteland now appears in its place, but our time-lapse is not complete. We see small settlements appearing now, taking advantage of the life-giving waters of the nearby seashore and the potential trade that it represents. Over many years, these settlements grow and prosper, giving way to villages, then towns, then a small city front. And this city further grows, tall ships and wagons racing to and from the city at blinding speed, delivering their goods, fattening the populace and its wealth. And then the time-lapse begins to slow and stop. This city, now in the present day, is the largest population of living beings on this world, known as Waterdeep. The camera starts to glide in towards this city. It zooms over the rooftops and narrowly avoids a collision with a screeching griffin who flies out of the sky, atop which rides an armed figure in green and yellow, a heavy metal lance in his grip. 2 other griffins fly in formation above the city, patrolling for any wrongdoing. The camera continues on over and around 7 massive skyscraper-sized statues that sit at various points in the city. The first of these enormous statues depicts a regal human's upper body, its arm grasping a building-sized sphere. This is known as the God Catcher. The second is a huge, majestic statue of a griffin, very similar to the ones flying about the city. Just like that. The third is a strange fish-like humanoid on bended knee. This one is known as the Sahuagin Humble. Looks like that. And those of you who are in chat, I'll be showing these to you a little bit later in the session. The fourth statue, again enormous, is a beautiful woman lying prone, her head uplifted towards the skies. This one is known as the Lady Dreaming. The fifth statue is an imposing stone figure in plate armor with a huge shield in its grip. This one is known as the Honorable Knight. The sixth statue is a muscled human with a great beard, seemingly positioned off balance on one giant stone foot. This one is known as the Great Drunkard. Kind of like that. The seventh and final one is a winged human with its arm outstretched as if in warning. Excuse me. This one is known as the Hawkman. The camera passes down through the smoke and noise, the filthy and wonderful streets full of life of all kinds, and finally this camera halts at the sign of a boisterous tavern, one which some of us have seen before, the Yawning Portal. It's kind of like that from the inside. You may notice in this that there is a stone sort of circlet in the middle there, which these three ruffians are hanging over. Well, it's called the Yawning Portal for a reason. There is a well in the middle of this particular tavern, which descends deep below the city. Into what? Well, we'll have to find out. The door opens, and the camera enters into this establishment. It tracks through the riffraff to a table at which sits a rotund figure in vibrant blue and red, with a waxed mustache and an overenthusiastic, if not somewhat self-important voice.
The history of this area is quite unique, do you not agree? Oh, let me regale you with another tale. Oh, I'm a poet, and I doth not know it.
Volothamp Gedarm speaks to a group of figures seated around a table. This is what this gentleman looks like. All of the members of which at this table are attired with matching red sashes. 3 humans, a dwarf, and a... who's the last one? A half-elf. One of the humans is a tall, scarred, and heavily muscled kind of guy. Another human has spiky green hair, and almost as if it was a nervous sort of tick, is constantly looking over his shoulder. The third human, a blonde-haired female, gazes at her reflection in a black mirror ringed around its edge with purple. And sitting next to her is a gruff-looking dwarf with an amazing beard, just plated out the wazoo. Finally, next to him is a somewhat innocent-looking, tousle-haired half-elf. All of them stare at Volo with a growing visage of boredom and aversion.
Oh my, look at the time. Where was I? Oh yes, Artis and Dragonbait will be wanting me to come back to the... anyway, oh yes. This story dates to the fall of Elbauthin, a elven kingdom of the north, and an alabaster throne belonging to Siglaith Aurdark, the last coronal of Elbauthin, disappeared from the capital city of Elinthuldar, where the mad mage built his tower, and today stands this city, Waterdeep. It's said that a group of dwarves feared the destruction of such a miraculous work of stonecraft and stole the throne right out from under the elves' slender noses. Where the dwarves hid it for so long, who knows, but should you find it in Undermountain, it would please the elves of the north to know that it survives.
The dwarf sniffs at this somewhat racist assessment of dwarven greed. And, seeing his companion's rising ire, the half-elf quickly signals for the check. Olo, sensing that he may have stepped in it, excuses himself and quickly leaves the table to find a different audience. The 5 adventurers pay for their meager fare, then quickly huddle. Seconds later, a cheer erupts from the table. "The fine fellows of Daggerford!" They then break, striding confidently to the bar. They each flip a gold piece to the barkeep, a tall, weathered man with massive mutton chops, and known to his friends as Durnan. That's what this dude looks like. Durnan catches the coins one by one, as he's done so many times before, and he calls out to the 3 children, playfully giggling and swinging around a rope hanging over a massive hole in the tavern floor. He says, "Nat, Squidly, Jinx, come on. That's enough of that. We have paying customers." The children moan and dejectedly jump to the tavern floor. To the growing excitement of many in the tavern, as one, the 5 adventurers step to a wooden pallet hanging from a winch above this massive hole in the floor of the bar, and with the flip of a lever, are lowered down into the tavern's well. The entrance to the sprawling underground dungeon known as Underground. Down they go, disappearing from sight, and the whole bar cheers to their fortune. And then immediately starts making bets on how long it will be before they come screaming back, or who will come back, or how many limbs they'll have if they do, or if they won't come back at all. Little do they know that a hooded figure sits at the bar watching this spectacle for what seems like the umpteenth time, saying to themselves, "Amateurs. Mercenaries, they've no real hope. Time is running out for all of us." And now we switch to a different scene. We switch to the port city known as Port Nyanzaru, on the continent of Chult, where 5 faces that we know and have come to love stand in a rather hot and temperate climate, and are all discussing what they need to do to get off this blasted rock and back to Waterdeep. So, over to you guys. At least those of you who are still important.
Is Ferros still there?
Ferros is there. Yes.
Okay.
So I'll tell you who's there. We have Talron. We have Talron. We have Ferros. We have Calder. We have Clement. And we have Elbauthin.
Is no one more?
Oh, yes, of course. And Laraxi. So
Alright.
technically 6.
Well, I surely don't want to stay on this island any longer than we should be. Especially after giving all that ruckus.
Well, what do you suggest?
Hitch a ride? To somewhere?
The prince gave us a feast,
Yeah.
and you think he's not gonna be willing to pay for our way back?
Hey, it's not every day I live out in society. You know how these things work?
Why don't we just go ask him and see when the next boat is coming?
What, you want to ask him?
Sure, I'll go ask him, of course.
You seem the persuasive type.
Actually, I need to get back to Waterdeep, guys.
Dude, I mean, I guess I need to go back to Waterdeep too. I need to talk to some friends I know there.
What kind of city is that, anyways?
It's a pretty big one. A lot of stuff there. It's the best description I can think of.
Just a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Not really a lot of just apt specifics I can give you, because every specific I give you would be true.
Like what?
Well, the kind of people that are there, the kind of buildings that are there, the kind of talking that goes on, the kind of taverns, the kind of shops.
You are very much not a very descriptive person, are you?
I told you, any specific I give you.
Well, you're not being specific enough.
That's because I can't.
Why not?
I just told you, because any specific I give you will be true.
So, Talron, what specifics do you want to know? Like you want to know politics of the region? You want to know?
Well, like I said, I'm from the
physical
swamps.
description of the region.
There's a few factions, and by a few I mean a lot. There's a lot of politicians that run the show. The view of the region, it depends on which side of the city you're on.
Man, you city folk are rather confusing.
Well, considering that the cities aren't entirely small, like a village or something, it makes sense that there's a lot of stuff in it.
You know what? I need to talk to Wakangu Tano. So you guys can.
No, I'll go with you. I agree. I'll go with you.
Okay.
So the man that you guys are referring to is the merchant prince known as Wakanga Otamu, who is one of the 7 merchant princes who essentially runs Port Nyanzaru.
Right, he's the guy that I was sent to meet, that I never met until the party.
That's right.
So, right. So I always get his name wrong.
To be fair, I didn't meet him either.
Yeah, Wakanga.
Wakanga Otamu.
Just say Prince Otamu. Simple.
There you go. Prince Otamu.
Word so
Prince
simple.
Utanu.
What did it was so simple? So, Wakanga Otamu's villa is one that you guys have frequented over the last couple of weeks. He sets you up with these wonderful dinners every weekend, these sort of more like sort of big parties more than just dinners. He brings in entertainment, anything from dancers to magicians to anything that he considers to be essentially the best entertainment that money can buy.
Still think this guy could provide a boat?
Why couldn't he?
Yeah. Let's just head there. So I'm gonna start walking in that direction now.
Okay.
Guess we'll follow suit.
Okay. Clemens sort of lags a little bit behind. He looks at the rest of you guys and sort of looks back at the dock area.
You don't have a Gosling anymore. You know, you don't have to run off.
He sort of sighs and says, I know, I'm just kind of looking forward to heading back to the mainland. I'm hoping that maybe sort of get a little peace and quiet.
Looking
Well, if
forward
that's
to
what you want, Clemens.
looking to settle down.
I mean, there's nothing really for me anymore. My peace has been made. And I'm hoping to finish out the rest of my aged years in quiet and solitude. Don't get me wrong. My time with you guys has been exciting, to say the least. But that part of me that was after that beast, only to find out that it was part of my daughter's soul, it's gone now. And I thank the stars for it. But anyway, don't let me be the PP in your soup. Let me just, I'll just, if you guys are heading out to Waterdeep, I'll take the next boat, unless you go any farther north.
I have no reason to go any further north.
Yeah. I mean, wherever we're going, it's pretty much a new place for me anyways.
Well,
It's gonna be so great to have you guys on this ship.
Ferros is kind of nods.
so, the 6 of you walk over to Wakanga Otamu's villa, and you meet with him. Most of the day, he's usually taking care of merchant prince matters, whether it be meeting with other merchant princes, or dealing with foreign dignitaries, or essentially trying to keep stability. It doesn't seem like he really sort of does a lot. But he's more than happy to accept you guys once again at his will. Hello, my friends. How can I help you?
So, Wutango, remember that I was sent over by Silverhand?
Yes, Laeral Silverhand.
Right. I'm
the-
trying to get back now. Well, I guess they all want to come with me back to Waterdeep.
I need to get back. I have a bit of business I need to take care of in Waterdeep.
I see. I guess you will be needing a sheep.
That would be what we require, yes.
Did you say a sheep?
No. It is
A ship.
it is a vessel which has the sails. Not
It's
a
a
sheep.
ship, Elbauthin.
It is not a sheep. It is a sheep.
Right.
Okay. So we will take the sheep. And,
Why would you take a sheep? That is an animal that I think we are not talking the same terms here.
I think we will gladly take
All
the
right.
vessel.
Let's
at
just
least.
hit the vessel. Just say vessel. Maybe it'll make it easier.
We'll take the vessel.
Excellent.
We'll take the vessel.
There
But I
is
wanted to ask.
When's the? Yeah, I was gonna say when's the? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Sorry for interrupting you, man.
You were about it, please.
No. I'll ask Captain Rudolph.
No. It's fine. Go
you
ahead.
guys are all really polite. I must say.
All right, I'll interrupt. Sure, Elbauthin. Just shut up for a second. Let Raxi talk. Oh, all right. I was gonna ask how soon will we expect the vessel?
There is I believe there is one which is in the middle of the night. I don't think that you want to take that. But there is another one in about a week's time. It leaves in the middle of the afternoon next. In about 1 week from today.
Sounds reasonable. Everyone in agreement?
Wait, how long is it?
Well,
A week.
So the one thing, the one thing I wanted to ask Utango is the cost of our fares. Right?
Oh, consider it for free. I will pay for your excellent service to this nation as well as to the world.
Thank you very
Talk about
much.
generous.
Consider it nothing, my friends.
I wanted to add, since we're going to be waiting here for a week, Mr. Utango, sir, there were a lot of things that I ran into that I couldn't kill with my weapons.
Yes.
Is there anything that I can, anywhere, can you enchant them? Do you know an enchanter?
So I have some skills in enchanting, and what I have done is I have set up a partnership with one of the other merchant princes here in Port Nyanzaru, a merchant prince, and her name is Ekeni Afa, a very famous but retired gladiator. Ekeni now sells weapons and shields and the like, which some are mundane and some are enchanted. She would be able to offer them at price, I would assume.
You couldn't just enchant mine.
Unfortunately, the rules here amongst us do not allow for exceptions. We are, after all, the merchant princes, not the freebie princes.
Oh,
I mean,
we just saved the world. No problem, man. No problem.
He sort of looks at you just dejectedly, like, was that a dig? He like looks at you like,
I wouldn't worry about what he says, Tom.
like we just saved this entire island in the world, but let's not push our luck as is.
he just breaks into like a gigantic, bright white grin, and it's just like, excellent, my friends. So, Ekini Afa, she is has a store in the Great Marketplace. She will be more than happy.
I have no money in Wutango, so it's okay. But thank
Oh.
you for telling me about Akina. What was it?
Her name is Ekeni Afa. Yes.
Akeni Afa.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, of course, of course.
I just reached into my pockets real quickly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we don't have any money.
Nobody here has any money.
Talk about being out in the jungle for quite some time. Forgot what civilization works like.
As if you really know Talron.
So yeah, what are we supposed to do about this money situation? We have to get to Waterdeep for a reward. We have to wait here for a week.
Those of you who are near Calder, make a perception check.
I don't have a sheet for actually.
Oh, that's okay. Let's go ahead and you can use Ferros' sheet.
Okay. Let's just assume it's both, I guess.
Who's
You
near
said-
Calder? I don't know
you
who's
said,
near.
I mean, those that's the 5 of you except for Laraxi, so you can just roll for Ferros.
That's what I
22.
have.
Yep.
It's gonna be +0.
Okay.
Good start.
There you go.
Nice.
Say
Good
that's
job.
Ferris' roll.
Yep, that's fine.
I think it makes sense.
Okay. Wow, that's the lowest perception roll I think I've ever seen come out of Elbauthin. Like that's insane. You rolled a 2? Nice, good job.
Is mine with advantage?
No.
Why wouldn't it be? It's an attack this turn. Or
It's
move.
true. It's true. It's true.
I'm not moving.
Yeah, exactly. The general perception coming out of Calder, and I think that Talron maybe notices it first, is that Calder hasn't said anything. Not a word. And he's kind of been looking outside a lot.
Something on your mind, Calder?
I didn't want to bring this up, but I guess since you guys are all heading out on the boat, I'm staying. I'm staying in Chult.
Here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm staying.
And why is that?
Because he's still out there?
In
Yeah.
Chult.
Yeah.
His keys.
Yeah. He's still out there. And he's gonna die. I don't care if it takes me 100 years. I'll find him and I will be the end of him. If he's not in Chult, then he'll be somewhere where I can find a trail where he is, and I will find it, and then I will be the end of him. So
Alright. But Calder, you're gonna need some supplies on your journey, right?
I mean, yes, that is true. I will.
It's gonna be a dangerous trek.
So let's worry about your geese as soon as we figure out our money situation.
Wait, his what?
Is what?
Geese? Geese?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, he's a gish on him. Cal, do you have a gish on you?
I mean, I guess if that's what you want to call it, then yeah. Mhm.
Sure, I could just greater restore you. You'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I actually kind of don't want you to do that.
All right.
He put us through hell,
Quite literally.
and I don't know if I've ever told you guys, but there was this thing when I was younger, and I had met Beverly. There was this thing that came to me when I was in the forest. It was this white stag when I was at a point in my life where I didn't really have any purpose. And it came to me kind of like a vision and led me to Beverly, Newberry. And the next day, Beverly led me to other cities where I sort of began to understand what I was meant for in this world. And then, one thing led to another, and I met you guys. And then we ended up here. And then last night, I couldn't sleep. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and I looked down into the street. And the stag was there. And it looked right at me. And I didn't know what it wanted, but it walked right into the jungle again. Now, I know, what you're thinking. It was probably a dream, right? Calder, man, has these dreams. No, it was real as you were all around me. This thing.
Calder, real quick. I'm a cleric, so seeing visions doesn't seem that crazy. It's a vision.
Okay.
So, yes.
So
If you want to go for it, go for it.
it's. I mean, I have to believe that this is the purpose that I have. Take it for what
Do
you
your
want.
thing, man. I mean, hey, it's a noble cause. If you're
If you-
ever,
If you feel like it's what you want. Yeah.
let me know, and I'll tag along on that little journey.
No. No, this is for me. But thank you.
All right, man.
Hey, I have a feeling. Call it a hunch. We'll cross paths again.
That would be
Perhaps.
nice.
Cool. You want to stick around with us till you get some money?
No. I'm just gonna.
Wait, John.
I'm just gonna like take off. It's probably best, clean break and all, right?
See you, bro.
Yeah, it was nice knowing you, man.
If you ever want to contact someone you need help from, you know who to contact.
And Calder, in his enormous, like he's 7.5 feet tall, bulk, sort of shoulders his staff, takes a big sigh, and walks off into the streets of Port Nyanzaru. Clemens is like, says something, or at least is about to, and then stop.
Clemens?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did something happen? I wasn't paying attention.
Anyway, it's getting late now, gents. If we're gonna head down to do something tomorrow, or spend the next week here in this blasted place until we get a boat down to Waterdeep, I'd suggest we do it.
Wait, what just happened? I was completely zoned out.
Everyone stares.
Where have we been staying?
You've been staying. Excuse me. For the most part, you've been staying at. There's this tavern. Well, there are several taverns. One is a rather well-known one, which I remember you guys stayed at before. Let's see if I can remember.
This is all new to me.
I got a nat 1 perception for Ferros. Okay, he saw nothing.
Yeah, I think it's called something House of Repute. Hold on. Let's see if I can remember where it is that you guys stayed in.
Oh.
Zara.
Where'd Calder go?
So who's been paying for it is my thing, you know.
You've been paid for. You've been taken care of. The tavern is called Kaya's House of Repute. Kaya's House of Repute. It's this real. There are two taverns in Port Nyanzaru, essentially, that are well known. One is called Kaya's House of Repute, and one is called the Thundering Lizard. The Thundering Lizard is sort of like it's more sort of the what's the best word for it? It's like the Mos Eisley Cantina, essentially. Right, that's the best word for it. You go in there and hopefully you don't get your head taken off. But Kaya's House of Respite, not House of Repute. Kaya's House of Respite is sort of like respite. Hey, you say potato, I say potato. Is essentially kind of the nicer hotel, the nicer tavern in Port Nyanzaru. So you've been staying there over the past few days, or maybe close to a week.
Alright, I'm getting a silent treatment. What just happened? I'm sorry, I completely zoned out.
Ferros, Calder just left.
Why?
He has some business to take care of.
He's gonna
Alright,
go
go.
kill Asarek.
That's the dumbest thing I've heard all day. Doesn't sound like him, actually. But whatever. If he wants to do what he wants to do, whatever.
Clemens just sort of shakes his head at Ferros. Is like, I guess getting brought back from the dead didn't do anything to that boy's sense of humor.
I'm sorry, did you know Calder longer than I did?
He doesn't say anything. He just sort of walks back in the direction of Kaya's.
Right. I have something to do. So I'm gonna go off and do that. You guys go back to the I guess.
You gotta be back?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Matt, who do I collect like 3 months of salary from?
The only person that you could possibly do so would be the person back in Waterdeep. You'd have to go back to either the City Wash or the Lord's Alliance to do that, because there's nobody in this godforsaken place that could possibly do that.
Well, we're stuck here for a week, so...
Yeah. I'll be back in a bit, Talron.
Huh?
Just, wait.
Guess
And
I'm stuck here with...
Ferros leaves.
Okay, Ferros takes off.
Guess I'm stuck here with the changeling.
Oh, is that supposed to mean something?
No, just wish you kind of told us earlier about it, though.
Why?
Because we're open up to each other? I mean, every one of us just, knows each other more than we know you.
Okay, I just because I'm a changeling and I hide it doesn't necessarily mean anything bad. That's Fix's deal anyway. I'm Loraxi's different, right? I'm a dragonborn.
Noted.
Alright, so Loraxi, when we get
Yes.
back to Waterdeep, we need to talk to someone.
I have a few contacts I can talk to. I think, if they're still in town, of course.
Some of my people would be pretty useful.
I wonder if your people are my people too.
Malgrim situation.
Malagro.
Unless your people, Malagro. Thanks. Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back to that inn.
I feel like I'm the only guy out of the loop, and I've been people contacts.
Remember, that's fine. Talron, don't worry about it. You were apparently not from the town, so you wouldn't have any contacts.
It's not obvious.
Well, you kind of said it.
Oh yeah. Might as well start walking to the tavern.
All right, so you guys walk over to you walk in the direction of Kaya's House of Respite. I'll go ahead and say that evening, you guys all end up in your rooms. You have a pleasant evening, just like you have had for the last week or so. And then you all, unless you want to do anything, you can all head to bed.
Hang around in the tavern for a while, I guess.
You certainly could. They do have a tavern downstairs. It's sort of like a really nice, like a swanky bar. They have a bard playing in the back.
And I guess the tab is covered there as well.
I mean, modest tab. Right? You can't just go it's not just like open bar forever. But yeah.
I'll have an ale.
I go into the bar area and I look over at the order of drinks,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like that one guy who looks like I'm unsure what the heck I'm looking at in terms of alcohol selection,
Well, Talron, have you ever
Yeah.
drank before?
No, actually.
Well, then you're probably going to want to start off with something soft, like a mead. Nothing
what's-
crazy like wine.
What's wrong with wine?
Because if you drink too much of it, you're going to fall over, get knocked out by yourself, and black out.
Is that a bad thing?
Just have mead, man. It tastes like honey.
Just trust me. You won't want to wake up after drinking that much.
So a mead.
Yeah, simple. Nothing crazy.
All right. Have a glass of mead, please.
Oh yes, of course, sir. Straight up or with ice?
I look over at Loraxi and
Get ice, yeah.
ice, please.
Oh, of course. He dives down into this big old bucket of ice, and ice in Port Nyanzaru is just an absolute sort of luxury to have just pure, crystal clear ice in the middle of essentially a desert oasis is unheard of. But yeah, Kaya's got it. He just sort of gives you a very small, rounded cube, drops it into your glass, and pours you a chilled glass of mead.
I'll just take a picture of water, thank you.
Of course, sir, of course. Would you like a lemon or a lime?
Lime.
Of course. Squeezed or on the glass?
On the glass.
Of course, sir. Passes that across to you, across the table.
I just look at this glass thing for a moment. Just taking a sniff.
Just drink it.
Okay. I bombs up.
It tastes like nothing you've ever drank before. So at first, the sort of taste of mead is a little shocking how sweet it is, but it hits you and it's like warm golden joy just going straight down your throat, and you're like, wow.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's some good shit right there.
Don't drink too much of it.
Why shouldn't I?
Don't worry, you're not drunk yet. You have to have like 4 or 5 more of those.
I mean, he hasn't drank before, Elbauthin.
Whew.
Blood alcohol level.
Just breathe into this thing right here.
Breathing in what? Like.
I was just,
Chances
never
are
mind.
Elbauthin, after that one sip, he's probably already buzzed.
All right, let's go ahead and say that the rest of the night is either heading down, and we'll just sort of fade out on that. However, that ends up either with Talron with his face, down on the bar, or his face down on the pillow.
Probably both.
Maybe a little bit of both during the evening. But then the day dawns, and all of you that are remaining in Port Nyanzaru wake from your beds. Talron, make a perception check.
Oh boy. After all those drinks.
Mm-hmm. Actually, make it with disadvantage, because you've got... Okay, well, even with disadvantage. 24. Wow. That's impressive, because you must be an amazing, wake up, you don't need coffee, you just, spring up. Your preternatural lizard folk senses are not even used to being drunk, so you just wake up and you're like, where's everybody? You heard just a small swish by your door.
Look over at the door.
There is a piece of paper underneath it.
Huh. I'm just gonna get up again after tripping and walk over to the door and pick up the letter.
Okay. The letter is a simple piece of parchment with your name on it.
Nothing like Asarak's letter, right?
No, definitely not. Asarak's letter was pinned to your door with a blade with sort of ragged edges. This one is very sort of neat looking. And it's... Make a investigation check.
Oh boy, investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation.
As you look at it. 20.
Oh wow.
It's in a handwriting that you know.
Oh.
It's Ferros' handwriting.
Oh boy.
I'm going to put it into your journal, and I'd like you to read it.
Journal.
Go to your journal. So it should be the only handout that's available to you right now. It's called...
Handout?
Yep, go to player handouts, and it should say Note from Ferros. Let me know when you see it.
Oh, Note from Ferros.
There you
go. Dearest Talron, in our perpetual gazes, our purposes have aligned in the same as the stars, in constant motion and yet patterned. Recent travels have shown this alignment in discontinuity. Truly, with your presence, both optically and physiology, English, has brought forth a spirit I did not realize I had ever acquired. But clearly my passing and subsequent resolving has left me battered and unable to guard even myself. How my thews and fortitude have I been dilettantish?
Dilettantish. It seems like Ferros is using very big words here, either to confuse you or maybe to just show how awesome of a writer he is.
Towards my soundness, could I provide any addition? Addictions escape me. perhaps we will converge again, but forthwith I diverge. Don't aspire to concatenate with me. By
Concatenate.
degrees. I swear to God.
I know. He's using some really, like, crazy diction here.
Yeah. By degrees, patience, love, Ferros Dechanka.
What do you make of that letter?
I look at the letter for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I just I hold it there for a moment. I just kind of slips off my fingers for a second, a moment's later, and I open the door.
There's no one there.
Like, I start running downstairs,
Sure.
or at least wherever, upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah, you're on the second floor is where all of the rooms are. Downstairs is where the lobby is.
Yeah, I run downstairs.
Okay, you run downstairs. There's it's early morning, so there's not a lot of people moving around. There's the concierge. There are a couple of Minotaur guards who are standing at the doorway to make sure nobody gets out of hand. But that's pretty much it. One yawns.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. Have you seen a particular red tiefling around here? Like
I'm sorry, what?
a tiefling, black eyes, couple of horns, one covered with hair, like Ferros.
I mean, I've seen you drive in and out of here for the last few days. I didn't see the red one. Not this morning. You see him? Hey, wait, Bob, wake up.
The other Minotaur's like,
what? I know it's early in the morning. What do you want? Oh, this guy wants to know if you saw his red friend. No, I didn't see him. Listen, man, it's really early in the morning. I don't really cut. Who is this guy you're looking for?
Hey, I'm sorry. Are they at the front entrance or?
they're at the front entrance, yeah.
I peer outside real quickly.
You jump outside. People are starting to move through the streets of Port Nyanzaru, starting to set up their wares.
Could we help you with something, sir? So are you all right?
I'm fine.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
fine. I'm just gonna go walk back inside.
Okay.
Bobo, I don't think he's okay. Listen, man, it's not our job to tell these people what to do. We're just here to guard the damn door. All right.
That mother son, they just bounce. Just do that. Did he?
Bob, I think it's time we give this man a little bit of space. Why don't we go for a walk down to the nearest coffee spot and get some wakey juice, eh? Well, somebody's got to stand here and watch the door. All right, tell you what, I'll go out for coffee. I'll be back in like 10, more like 15. Can you just hang out by yourself? Yeah, sure, man, whatever.
And one of the Minotaurs walks out the door.
I'm just gonna start proceeding back to upstairs to my bedroom.
Yep.
Grab the pillow and scream into it.
Okay. Whose room are you next to, Talron?
Oh man.
Are you next to Laraxi's room or Elbauthin's room?
Do I need to roll like a?
Let's roll a d6. Let's see what you get.
A 1.
A 1. Okay, so I'd say you're right next to Laraxi's room. So So, Kraw, why don't you just roll? What's
I don't
what?
have a sheet for it.
Right, I know. I'm just trying to think. Laraxi's, I would say his wisdom modifier is probably either a 2 or 3, from what I remember. So roll a d20 plus
I'm
2.
gonna guess a 1.
Really? That bad? Okay, that's fine. So let's go ahead with a d20 plus 1.
It doesn't matter.
Look at that. Look at that. Okay, great. So, yeah, you just hear, like, coming from the wall on the opposite side of yours.
Is this that vision Galler speaking? Oh, I'm just Alright, I'm gonna go out and knock on his door.
Okay. You hear that, Talron?
What?
Everything alright in there?
No.
I'm not entirely sure how to respond to that.
No, it's not okay.
Alright? What's wrong? Better yet, can I open your door and come in and ask you so I don't have to yell?
Sure.
Alright, I'll open the door and go in.
Dope door opens.
Oh, you look fantastic. Where's Ferros?
I don't. He dipped.
What?
He's up and I passed him the letter. Like, yeah.
Oh, this reads just like he talks.
I can't believe he. After everything we've been through together, him and I, we had a thing going on together, you know?
Dilettante?
What?
Sorry, that was a letter.
Hey.
Do you have any idea why?
I mean, he certainly has been acting probably a little different since his death, but like, I don't know.
Well, do you think his death might have anything to do with it? I think it seems reasonable.
I guess, but I just. I just can't believe he's gone. He just decided to leave, like, without saying a word where he's going.
He didn't say where. Well, do you have any idea where he might go?
I mean, the only thing I could think of is Candlekeep.
That's a distinct possibility, Talron, considering how many times in your past that Ferros had said, well, where can I find out about this? And the running gag has always been, you could probably find out more about this at Candlekeep. Drakon knows all about this.
Did he say when he come back? We have to leave in a week.
No, actually, I again, you just open.
I'm literally reading a letter. I don't know why I'm asking you.
I don't know why you decided to come and check on me and all that, but yeah,
Sounds like a breakup letter to me.
Oof.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, but that's what it reads like.
Matt, can I hear all this nonsense happening?
Let me actually think about this, because you don't really sleep that much as an elf, right there, Elbauthin? You slept for maybe 4 hours at night, so you've just been hanging out in your room. I think, go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage, because you've got some pretty decent hearing.
Perception checks are always with advantage unless I'm running faster than...
Fair enough, so that's just by default.
Right.
Go for it. 18. Yeah, I would say you definitely hear them across the hallway. So their door, maybe they left the door open or something like that. But you also hear the majority of this conversation. So you can choose to join it or not. You also hear some snoring down the hall, and it sounds awfully like Clement.
So I step outside and I'm just like, what's going on, guys?
Open the door. Maybe you'll be able to talk to us if you're going to eavesdrop.
I didn't eavesdrop. The door was already open.
Oh, whoops.
I'm not eavesdropping. What's going on?
Oh, Ferros broke up with Talron.
I don't know if that's an official thing.
You can read the letter. Here you go.
It doesn't
Okay,
sound
can
like
I see it? Show me the letter. I want to see the letter.
I'll put it in your Since everybody's just passing it around, I'm just going to put it into your... I'll put it in everybody so everybody can see it.
I have to read this letter.
Not a good read.
I mean,
Hell, I'll put it in everybody so even the people who aren't even important Nyanzaru can read it. It's just plastered throughout the multiverse. Congratulations.
In our perpetual gazes,
Oh, I mean, I've already
our
read that.
purposes have aligned in the same as the stars.
I told you, it reads just like he talks.
Yes, it does. It does. This reads so much like Ferros talks. Yeah,
It's not a. But it
and yet
doesn't sound like.
patterns. So this is he's trying to be poetic. Recent travel has shown his disalignment, sin, discontinuity.
We just gotta like.
Truly,
That sounds.
with your
I just gotta
presence,
bloody flop on the bed, like have my
both
face
optically
down on the
and
pillow.
psychologically, has brought forth a
Ah.
spirit I did not realize I have ever acquired.
What's worse, Talron, is like listening to someone else read it. Even in a somewhat sympathetic fashion, it's just like making your ears burn.
Resolving has left me battered and unable to guard even myself.
I think my ears are burning too at this point.
Fortitude. Have I been
Oh, God, this is
banished
cringing.
towards my own soundness? Could I provide any to an addition? Diction escapes me. Perhaps we will converge again, calculus. But forthwith I diverge, calculus again. Don't aspire to concatenate with me. My degrees perchance.
Okay, can you stop?
What's hilarious is
This is
I think Elbauthin is actually trying to find some kind of like mixed or hidden message in this thing. He's like, there's got to be a hidden message in there somewhere.
This could be said in one sentence. You know, this is a breakup letter, Tom.
This is not. It's not. Doesn't. It's not. No. No.
Your
No.
paths are diverging, dude.
I think he used the word concatenate wrong.
He definitely used the word concatenate wrong.
I don't.
But
I don't even know what that word means.
concatenate means to take something that you already have and stack it with something else.
So
It's used when you're writing something. So you take a paragraph and you write another paragraph, you can concatenate those two paragraphs.
Oh, so like combine them. So he's saying not to like combine him with you. So
Right.
not to follow him, kind of like that. It's
Right,
it's a really weird way of saying it.
Don't
Man.
plus your paragraph with his paragraph. Don't do
Look.
it.
Right.
Common is a very weird language.
I don't know what that is, but that ain't common.
It might sound better in Infernal. Who knows?
Well said. This has been in English with Alex. Thank you very much, Drakon.
So what do you want to do, Talron? You're gonna go follow him to Candlekeep?
Well, I mean, I don't even know if you will allow me to follow him. I'm just. We were already setting for plans for the other place, but like, I mean, from what I know, I mean, his ship could be gone by now. I don't even know where he's at.
All right, I can ask him if you want me to. I have
You
sent
do what?
him. I could just
Yeah.
ask him.
You could do that.
No, I would avoid doing that. Let's just honor his wishes. Talron, you should come to Waterdeep.
You seem really eager. I like that.
What's wrong with talking with Ferros?
Ferros has asked you not to talk to him.
It doesn't. I look at the letter again. It doesn't say anything about that.
It doesn't specifically say
It
don't
says a
follow
whole
me. No.
lot- It says a whole lot of don't. It says a whole lot about divergence and concatenation.
Are you a common teacher?
No, but I speak it very well.
He is an elf, after all.
So
With anything?
I'm going to go ahead and say that this conversation lasts at least another 35 minutes, where you guys are all talking about what the hell this letter means, trying to convince Talron that this is, in fact, a Dear Talron letter. And that
Dear John.
in this case, yeah, Dear John, Dear Talron letter. And that, for all intents and purposes, whether Talron wants to believe it or not, and you still haven't rolled an insight check on the letter.
Me?
If you want to, please, by all means, go ahead and do so.
Oh no.
Let's get what you. Let's see what you get from this letter.
Am I even proficient with insights?
I can also roll something for you if you want me to, Matt.
Nope. Let's see. He got a 17. What you get is bare bones. Hey man, it's been fun.
Oh, jeez.
That's what you get from a 17.
I need a drink.
Yeah, you go downstairs and
I
spend
need
the rest of the
caffeine.
morning/afternoon having more of that mead. The guy downstairs is like, he's sort of surprised to see you, that you've come back down after getting completely sloshed the night before. Well, get ready for round 2.
Only worse.
Yes. Meanwhile, and I'm going to sort of fast forward a few days later, unless you guys have anything else that you want to exposito in that time frame.
Oh, yeah. I've just realized that I have a bunch of stuff in my inventory that I could sell.
Yes, absolutely. You certainly can sell it.
I'd like to head over to, what's her name again, man? I'm just gonna start.
Sure. If it's weapons that you want to sell, the woman's name, who's the merchant prince, her name is Ikini Afa.
Well, I want to sell jewels.
Okay. There is another merchant prince who actually buys and sells jewels. Her name is Xanthi.
And the crystals that I have. So
Same thing. Yep. Xanthi will pick those up too.
I have a turban with a jewel
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of crystals.
Cool. Did you get those appraised?
They were actually, you appraised them.
Yeah.
I have a symbol for Bahamut that's 25 gold pieces.
Super.
Each of the crystals is worth 20. You said?
If that's what I said,
I don't remember. So
I'll say yes. 20. I mean, that sounds about right. Right? The crystals, not necessarily gemstones, but the crystals. That's about right. 20 gold apiece.
I don't know what the turban with the gems worth.
Okay, I can find that out for you if you'd like. Shouldn't take me too long.
And I need to get rid of these bracers of archery.
Ah, yes. Okay. Let me get the amount for. Okay, the amount for you said the turban?
Yes.
All right, I will find out for you right now.
Turban with a gem.
Okay. So the gem is actually worth a shit ton. It's worth 500 gold pieces, my friend.
Most excellent.
Yes. It's probably the most expensive thing that you found.
All right, that's good. That's good. Plus, the other stuff should be enough to walk over to the weapons person.
Sure thing. Yeah. So if you want to sell that, go ahead and remove those from your inventory and then add.
I'm not actually sure how to do those. I'm trying to fix this thing right.
Sure. So you know how to add gold to your character sheet?
That I can do.
Great. So why don't you go ahead and tell me what it is that you want to remove? I will go into your character sheet and remove them for you. Just add the gold, and I'll do the rest. It's easy enough to do. All you got to do is click on the little lock symbol on the bottom where it says equipment. And then you'll see that all of these little red squares appear. And then you just delete them one by one. There you go. And as you delete them, you can add the gold cost. Can't really do the sort of selling thing in Roll20 like you can do with D&D Beyond. But is there anything else that anyone else wants to do besides selling and or buying stuff? Because that is easily done. I'd like to get more of the story going. Nope. Okay, cool. So, a few days pass, and Ferros, you arrive on the beach, essentially. That is where the ship drops you off in a rowboat on the shores of the sort of rocky edifice outside of Candlekeep. This is what Candlekeep looks like, folks. Just want to let you into what exactly this looks like. It's this gigantic sort of castle-like edifice on the rocky outcropping of the ocean itself, of the sea. It's magnificent building or magnificent castle to sort of look at from afar. It's beautiful, especially at nighttime, where Ferros, you arrive at that. And emotions come flooding back to you, right? Because Candlekeep is where you were before all of this craziness got started. And your old friends there, especially Aurum, your old buddy, your old partner in crime. You turn onto the pathway to the main entranceway of Candlekeep.
Yep, I'll keep heading that direction.
Okay. As you walk towards the front gate, you see two guards who you don't recognize them specifically, but you recognize their attire. They are essentially the part of the guardsmen that contain and keep Candlekeep from harm. They are dressed in blue and white and have sort of conical helmets, and they carry large pikes. And they see you coming. One says something to the other that you can't really make out from this distance, but then as you approach, the pikes cross.
I'm here to speak to the entryman.
We are the entrymen.
Isn't there usually someone inside an office who can, look at a list?
What list?
The people are allowed in, and the people who aren't.
Yes, you're on the second one.
And why's that?
Because you're no longer allowed in Candlekeep, Mr. Dechanka.
I'm sorry?
Yes, that's right. I think you did hear us.
Well, I think I'm missing the reason.
Yes. Do you have the entry fee?
Fuck. I see your point.
Yes, the entry fee to Candlekeep that all new entrants must possess in order to re-enter Candlekeep. I think you know it.
Well, there's a few things going through my mind, but, well, if that's it, I guess.
Right, so be on your way, sir. Thank you.
Is there any chance I could at least talk to someone before I go? And I don't have to go in, but they can come out. Sure.
Make a persuasion check. Who is it that you would like to speak to, Mr. Dechanka?
Aurum, obviously.
One of the guards looks at him and sort of... Aurum, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any business with Mr. Fesilax?
He's a friend of mine.
I'm sure he is. What is your business with him? He's of rather quite import here at Candlekeep now.
He knows me well.
But
I'm not sure what more you want.
I'm quite confused, sir. You don't have any permission to enter Candlekeep. What is it that you would like to have from a business perspective with Mr. Fesilax?
A business perspective?
Yes, a business perspective. He's quite a busy man.
I have a letter for him from someone important to him.
You have a letter. Well, we can be more than happy to take that letter, Mr. Fesinax's study. If you would...
Unfortunately, the letter is oral. I was told it. And I was told not to tell anyone else.
Right.
Orm and I were known for keeping secrets. It's pretty obvious. I think you would know that.
How long is this letter? We don't have quite a lot of
No
time.
more than 5 minutes.
Very well. Please remain here.
Okay.
One of the guards then leaves for the post and goes inside this cavernous entryway. And about 10 minutes later, after some uncomfortable silence with you and the other remaining guard, you hear the clattering of boot prints, or of boots, I should say, on cobblestones, as well as some sort of swishing of sort of voluminous robes. and you see the robes before you see Aurum. Aurum turns the corner, and he's got these amazing sort of reddish blue trimmed robes now. For those of you who don't remember who Aurum is a dragonborn who, in Ferros's youth, was one of his best buddies, but now certainly seems to be of a different sort. The guard turns and, with a click of his heels, says, "This one says he has a letter for you, Mr. Fesinax. Apologies for taking up much of your time." And Aurum sort of nods at him and says,
"Yes, well, he does seem to be someone who I remember quite well."
and then he turns to you, nods at you, Ferros,
Nod back.
and says,
"So you are back."
Perhaps we should have this conversation away from any sort of folk. This letter is secretive. It's not meant for other people's ears, if you understand.
Guardsman, give us some privacy, please.
the guardsman nods and steps away out of earshot.
Ferros, what are you doing here?
I'm sorry? How do you know that name?
What?
I'm sorry, I didn't know you knew me as Ferros.
Oh, I know you as Ferros. I know a lot of things as what you and who you really are. At least now, anyway.
You know my real name. Why are you using Ferros?
Can we just get on with this?
Well, clearly I'm out here, and I'm unable to get in.
That's correct.
Well, I figured you could help me.
No, I can't.
Why not?
Because you're not part of the establishment any longer.
And you're not able to, at all, to change that.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Sound very familiar? No, you're not able to do that.
What is it that you want here, Ferros? What is it that you want?
I want to learn, obviously.
Well, this is not the place for you.
You're awfully standoffish, Arm.
We heard about what happened in Chult, Ferros.
Alright.
You're not who you once were.
Sure, everyone changes. You're not
Yes.
who you once were either.
That is very true, but I cannot accept someone who is no longer the person who they were back at Candlekeep. That is part of our established legacy. The soul is in a new body. That body is not part of who you once were. I am sorry.
I gotta say, Orm, you really, are putting up a good ruse. Is someone listening? Who's listening? I'm curious.
Make an insight check.
Oh, jeez.
Holy shit, that's a double nat 20, my friends. That's nuts.
I think I already know the answer.
Let's see. Let me roll a deception roll here. It's probably not going to give you any better than a nat 20, but hey, let's see. I'll roll it in the open just for fun. Yeah, that's awful. He says,
No one is.
And I clearly can tell someone's listening, obviously. He's lying, right?
you can tell he's definitely hiding something, and that his motivations to keep you out of Candlekeep are not necessarily his own.
Is there some reason you don't want me to come back in, Norm? Not for the rules. I know you. You don't really care about those. There's something else. Why don't you want me in?
Listen. Ferros, I can't speak for very long.
Call me Flair, by the way.
Okay. Where?
I don't.
I know, that was your old name.
It's still my name, just a different name.
Listen, what you're looking for here, they won't give you.
How do you know what I'm looking for?
I know what you're looking for.
What am I looking for?
I've seen it. That's all I can say.
I don't understand. How could you have seen what I'm looking for when I don't even know what I'm looking for?
It's really, really hard to describe to you, but I can't say anything more than that.
What, is someone preventing you?
No, not someone.
Something preventing you?
I can't, listen. This
You're
is,
not one to follow rules. I don't understand. Why is it some external force is causing you this issue? Why couldn't it just...
I need you to leave, Ferros. Ferros, I need you to leave. If you want what Denier wants, and I know that you do, you've always been very humble and very devout, and your thirst and hunger for knowledge has always been just astounding to me. That's not all that there is out there, especially when it comes to you. So, if you want what Denier wants, then you have to go. My recommendation is go to Baldur's Gate. That's the closest town. They have a temple there, I think. Although, I don't know, something happened a couple days ago. I'm not sure. I haven't been out for a while. Best chance is, if you want to start over again, here's not the place for you. Try Baldur's Gate. I'm sorry.
Do I know you?
Sometimes I wonder if I even know myself.
And he turns around and starts walking back towards the gate.
Hey, before you go. At least keep this with you. I'll drop the great sword in front of me.
He looks down at it, and for a moment, his eyes remember that he taught you how to use that. And he picks it up, and he looks at it. And he says,
Goodbye.
Right. Perhaps we can talk to each other once. You have less weight holding you down. I will go to Baldur's Keep. I leave.
okay.
Also on there, I'm gonna pick up another great sword.
Okay. Let's flip back to Port Nyanzaru, where a few more days have passed. You've sold all of the appropriate gear that you guys have wanted to sell. Is there anything that you wanted to purchase, Elbauthin?
I did want to go to that lady.
Okay. Ikini Afa, yeah.
And see if she could enchant my sword and my bow.
So she can't enchant. What she can do is sell you enchanted weapons.
Does she have a rapier?
She does not.
Or bow?
I'll tell you what she does have. She has several different kinds of enchanted weapons. She has a Yikulwa, which you know very well because you have one, I think, right? You have a +1 Yikulwa. So she's got a few of those hanging on the walls. You can tell that they're enchanted because one sort of shimmers and they look extremely sharp. She's also got a few +1 daggers. And so she's also got some shields, too. Some of these sort of oval shields. She claims that they are magical as well.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll sell her my Ikawa. I'll grab one of her enchanted daggers. And,
Okay. She'll trade the Yikawa for the dagger. She thinks that's a fair trade.
That's not a fair trade. I'll barter that.
Okay.
That Ikawa does way more damage than a dagger.
Okay. So she'll give you 100 gold back from it, too.
Okay.
So she'll give you 100 gold, and then you get rid of the Ickle and you pick up the dagger.
And I'll give her one of my daggers. That way, I only have one
Perfect.
dagger.
Dagger.
Okay.
Cool.
That works.
Talron, did you want to pick up any stuff?
I mean, if I had money.
Ah, fair enough.
But how do I have a hangover?
This is a few days later, so if you still have a hangover, then there is something very wrong with you.
I have an excuse.
Is there anything that you wanted to purchase?
That's your last drink.
Yeah. He's been drinking slowly, but I would say that, you know, it's slowly beginning to dawn on you that he's gone, man. No amount of drinking is gonna bring him back.
The last few days are gonna suck. What am I supposed to do besides just...
Well, the ship that brings you to Waterdeep is this afternoon. So, if you're gonna do anything, now is the time to do it.
Again, I wish I had money. I wish I had...
Fair enough.
Laraxi, where can I get me a better gear? You know...
Hey, Matt, it's a +1.
+1 dagger, yes.
Yes.
I mean, if you want stuff, your best bet is gonna be to wait until we get on the ship. We take the ship, we go to Waterdeep, you buy it there.
Yeah, but all I got is some leather. I want some metal.
Yeah, we buy it there.
Where?
At Waterdeep.
Waterdeep is a huge city, Talron. It's huge. You'll be able to find all the gear that you need there. And
This city's nothing to it. I can see from one end of this city to the other.
Alright, I'll take your word for it, but god damn it, Ferros! Oh,
Okay.
God.
So,
Let's just go.
Clemens doesn't partake in any of the purchasing. I think he's good to go.
Last drink. I take his meat.
Okay. And the four of you, well, let's see. It's the Raxi, Clemens, Talron, and Elbauthin. That's the four of you, right? Anyone else? That's it. Yeah. The four of you board the ship and sail out of the Bay of Chult, north towards Waterdeep.
Oh god, I get seasick.
I can imagine.
Fix, come out.
Okay. Days pass on the open ocean. It seems like an eternity. The captain of the ship is a gnome, a young but sprightly gnome, named Captain Ortime. And she's constantly sort of barking orders to her crewmen, saying, you know, trim the mainsail and spike that jib. And not drinking mead, definitely drinking the only thing that any good sailor will always drink, which is rum. And she mentions that the trip to Waterdeep will take approximately 1 week. So she hopes that you have a somewhat decent constitution.
I'm gonna be in full changeling form the entire time it's fixed. Laraxi hates the water.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else you guys want to do on the ship? You want to look around? You want to talk to people? Or you just want me to move it on up?
No, we can move it on.
Super
Fix is
duper.
shy. He's just gonna lean against the wall most of the time.
Okay.
I don't really know how someone like me could be useful here anyways.
Cool. So,
well, you don't really need to be.
Ferros, you arrive in Baldur's Gate, which is a sprawling metropolis compared to Port Nyanzaru. But it's also very sort of dark and very claustrophobic. it's got sort of overhanging Gothic architecture. It's a city that, although close to Candlekeep, in your time you would never had the chance to go here.
Wait, I was here at the start of the.
Just once, actually, just at the very beginning, right? You didn't spend very much time here.
Right.
At the very start of the first campaign, you actually went to Beverly's funeral in Baldur's Gate, but that was pretty much it. You only went to the funeral at the cemetery. You didn't really see the city proper, so to speak. The only place that you actually ever went to after that was Sindra Sylvain's manor, which was outside of the city. But you didn't actually go into the metropolis itself. So, where do you want to go?
I mean, straight for the temple.
Temple of Denier. Okay. You don't really know where that is.
That's fine. He said there was something bad that happened to it, so I'll look for a building that's destroyed in some way.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been on your mind the last few days as you've traveled towards Baldur's Gate. Is what was the bad thing that happened to the Temple of Denier? You find out pretty quickly as you turn the corner. You see a lot of laborers and workmen who are all piling burnt and charred timbers and stone on a cart. And you look up and you see this sort of burnt out edifice of a massive cathedral.
Sorry. I'm thinking of Notre Dame.
Yep. I mean,
It's tasteless, I know.
that's okay.
Anyways. I walk up. Hey, what happened here?
One of the
Besides the fire, what started this?
one of the workmen sort of looks over to you and says, "Ooh, what?
Yep. Obviously, there's a fire here.
Yeah, this happened, 3 days ago."
And
There
who
was-
started it?
What do you mean, who started it? No one started it. It just, fires sometimes just happen. He's like looking around. There was just... I don't know anything, man. Who are you? Are you part of this? Are you part of the watch?
No. I was wandering clergy.
He sort of narrows his eyes at you. Oh, all right. And he just continues to stack burning timbers on the cart.
This might seem like a really strange request from me, Matt, but do I happen to see any metal chains in the ground? Perhaps like an amulet of some sort.
Make an investigation check.
There we go. That's the low roll I was looking for.
You look around on the ground. There's a lot of just soot and dirt, and the smell of burnt and charred embers is still in the air, even a few days later. But yeah, you look around. You don't see any chained amulets or anything like that.
I don't know why. I felt like there was supposed to be one here. Alright, well, I guess again. I have no idea where to go from here. Well, let's go look around. It's very obvious clergyman.
There is an obvious clergyman because he's directing the sort of work of the workers who are attempting to not only take all the burnt refuse, but also to hopefully rebuild some form of temporary shelter or temporary facility, so to speak, for the parishioners of this temple. He's dressed in a sort of purple robe. He's a human. He has sort of bald. He's bald except for sort of sideburns here, which are white. He's a human, and he sort of notices you, and he sort of slowly walks over to you, croaky voice.
Hello, my son. It seems to be you may, in fact, be a follower of Denier.
Perhaps.
I see.
Yes, I am. Okay.
Okay, I was. You were being very cryptic there for a second. You one of our brotherhood?
I don't know what you describe as brotherhood. I, I kind of know Denier, kind of, but not to the level of like a clergyman, but kind of at the same time I do. I'm not sure how to describe it. I don't know if I call myself part of your brotherhood.
You know the god Denier?
Yes.
Like, personally know?
I've written to him, he's written to me. He's
This,
written through me.
this man's like staring at you in the face, and he's not quite sure if you're making fun of him, I think.
I wish I had the book. I don't. To prove it.
Well, for someone so devout and as so esteemed in Denier's grace as you...
I don't know if I'd call myself esteemed, but okay.
Well, for someone who speaks to Denier directly, you far surpass my abilities, I would say.
I mean, it's just writing to him.
Writing to a god.
Yes.
Right.
I've done it for a long time now. It's not new.
Well, this is clearly not the place for you.
Well, yes, I think I found that out.
Yes, well,
I was driven here, so now I'm assuming you're here to drive me somewhere else. So I just need to know where to go.
where to go?
I am a lost soul. Guide me, clergyman.
He wasn't sure if you were, like, sort of jibbing him a little bit, so he says, well, if you want to be guided, the best place for you to be would be the next temple of Denier that could possibly give you any sense of connection again with your pen pal Denier. So...
Oh, now you're mocking me. I see.
I didn't realize that you were so highly regarded. If you are so, then fantastic for you. Please, by all means, we are just trying to repair our temples here after a devastating fire.
Well, hopefully, I don't know how much gold I have at this point, Matt, but I'll donate some of it. I mean, there's 10 in my inventory right now, but that may not be my inventory later.
That is your inventory gold, yeah.
Okay, I'll donate 5 gold to it. Well, I mean, I don't have a lot. I've been in the jungle for a long time, so,
The clergyman sort of clears his voice and says, that's very, very generous.
Don't mention it. Anyways, so you said where I need to go?
I mean, there's only one other temple here on the Sword Coast, and that's in Waterdeep.
Well, get on with it. Where is it?
As I said, it's Waterdeep. It's quite a while from here, though.
Oh, shit. Alright. No, don't worry about it. Yeah, I guess I'll find a ship and go. Thank you. Thank you for your help. Enjoy, hopefully you get this rebuilt soon.
He takes the gold and he pockets it.
I'll just leave.
Okay. And now we cut back to the 4 travelers a few days later arriving in Waterdeep. And you guys have arrived, you're at the docks of Waterdeep now. You sort of come down the gangplank. Clemens is first. He's the first person off the ship. Sort of takes a deep breath. Good to be back on the mainland again.
This is the mainland?
You look, Talron, and it's like this amazing city vista. I mean, you've seen nothing like it in your existence. It's a city that just stretches from coast, from horizon to the far north to the horizon to the far south. I mean, it's the biggest city you've ever seen.
Loraxi walks from below deck. Ah, yep, there it is. Good thing we're not moving anymore. Whew.
So, I look over at Kraw. I'm
Loraxi.
sorry. I'm like Fix. I mean Loraxi.
He's Loraxi right now.
Okay. I need to go report to my captain immediately.
Let's go do that then. Let's go do that then.
All right. So I go do that then.
Okay.
The doctor.
Okay, the dock worker, I just showed those of you guys who want to see what amazing artwork there is. Here you go. That's the docks. Look at that.
Luckily, we don't have to go far because we're in the dock ward, right?
Yeah, the dock ward is actually very close to where the City Watch's main headquarters is. Yeah.
I'm making sure
Captain Elbauthin's dock ward captain.
I'm making sure Talron doesn't run away.
Talron, what are you doing?
Trying not to easily be distracted by everything around me because holy damn, this place is fucking huge.
I'm just walking behind him and making sure he doesn't veer off.
Okay.
Yeah, what's this? What's this?
No.
No, what is that?
Just keep
Is
going
that
forward.
fish?
Just keep going forward.
Clemens.
I tell Matt. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
I tell Talron and Clemens that they should go to the Cyclops Tavern Inn, and I'd meet them there later. I'm gonna go with Alexi to.
If you send Talron off on its own, he's just going to disappear at this point.
Well, Clemens can take him to the. I give them directions to the inn.
Okay.
And hand them 8 gold pieces each. So 4.
Alright.
4 gold pieces for each.
Cool. Talron, this is the first time I think you've had money in like forever.
Clemens, don't let him run off.
No, I won't. I won't. I just.
Remember you when we were down there?
Yeah.
It's him right now.
Yeah, I remember.
Right.
I mean, it's worth repeating, gentlemen, that I said that once I was on the Sword Coast that I would be taking my leave of you.
Are you going to leave right now?
Well, I wasn't planning on staying for a very long time.
That's okay. I mean, better have a goodbye in tavern than a goodbye on the dock, you know?
Fair enough, fair enough. So, Talron, I'll be more than happy to bring you to... What's the name of this tavern here?
Cyclops Inn, I believe.
The Cyclops Inn.
The Cyclops Inn.
All right, Talron, let's head on over to the Cyclops Inn. And then when they get on back, we'll make out our dues, yeah?
Sure. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm so lost for words for this place that we're in.
Just go with him, Talron.
All right. I'm going.
All right, so Talron and Clemens head off to the Cyclops Tavern, whereas Elbauthin and Ferros make their way off to the dock, the eastern part of the dock ward.
Elbauthin and Loraxi.
Elbauthin and Loraxi, sorry. So many names, I've got to juggle everybody. Crazy. So it gives me great pleasure to say that while you guys are all doing your thing, we're going to switch to a completely separate part of Waterdeep, where we will meet a new face. Yeah. Let's do this. So, Zeke.
This.
It's been a while. There's been a lot of extraneous bibbledy-boop about all these other guys. But I'd like you to go ahead and, just for our audience, go ahead and describe Zeke.
Well, I'm about 5'4", with very pink skin and some dark hair that normally is a giant mess everywhere, and it's usually, but not always, black. With a couple of gold horns poking out of the top and a tail that is usually swishing excitedly back and forth behind me wherever I go. And though I am generally dressed in dark and nondescript clothing, every now and then when I move, you can tell that the lining of my coat is an electric shade of pink.
Awesome. How long have you been in Waterdeep?
For at least 20 years at this point. I came here when I was a kid to live with my uncle, blah blah blah, parents in jail. It happens.
Sure, totally.
Yeah. Like to everybody, it's totally normal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it comes to be that on this day that everyone that you still haven't yet encountered, who we've been speaking about quite a bit, they're all doing their stuff. On the exact same day that all this is happening, Zeke, you come out of a building in the Castle Ward of Waterdeep, which is a little bit further away from the Dock Ward, but it's getting close to some of the sort of more, well, shall we say, unpleasant areas of Waterdeep. Nothing that you would be considering to be too dangerous or out of the ordinary. I mean, you kind of revel in this kind of place anyway.
Oh, for sure.
But you're on your way to your Uncle Archie's house. Your Uncle Archie, as you already know, is a business owner. He's taken care of you for as long as you can remember. He's a relatively reputable and well-known business owner. But he has a, well, shall we say, I wouldn't want to call it a
business.
Yeah, a side business. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Why not?
Which has its headquarters at a rather large, unfortunately in need of repair manor, or maybe ex-manor, in a place known as Troll Skull Alley. And here is what Troll Skull Alley's manor looks like.
Home.
Home sweet home.
Yeah. Oh, it's so much nicer inside, guys. Don't look at it like that.
So, by the way, that crow is just closer to the picture. It's not like for reference, like that crow is enormous or something like that. But yeah, that's good old Troll Skull Manor in Troll Skull Alley. And as you walk through Troll Skull Alley, the neighborhood fences who are sort of standing on the street, they sort of give you the nod as you walk by.
Give a little wave.
Zeke.
Hey, how's it going, Harry?
I'm doing all right. How you been?
I'm doing great. Business is, business, whatever. How's your wife?
Oh, I mean, she's got the plague.
Oh, okay, sorry. Sensitive topic.
I mean, she's not dead yet. We can only hope for the best.
Oh, I mean, for sure, for the best.
Yeah.
If I come across anything helpful, I'll let you know.
Yeah, we're all praying for her.
I mean, what else can you do, right?
Thoughts and prayers, right?
Always thoughts and prayers, and if there's anyone who's asking me to kick, just kind of let me know.
Yeah, we'll do.
I don't know why I can do that with the plague, but sometimes it helps.
Totally.
Cool. Awesome,
yeah.
Great.
You going to go
Well,
see?
have a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you gonna go see Archie?
Yeah, Uncle calls. Gotta
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you're free later,
Bye, Harry.
Bye. And you wander off.
Give him a little
Yeah.
punch on the shoulder and wander off down the street.
He rubs his shoulder. You enter Troll Skull Manor, which, it could use an interior decorator. It's pretty. The bones are real great. Like the bones of the house are just fantastic.
It is solid. This house is not going anywhere.
No, definitely not. Unless like someone steps on it, it's definitely not going anywhere.
Hey, be nice to my house.
True. Archie
Never invited me to
resides in the top floor. He keeps his place austere, very utilitarian, but as you walk through the manor, you see a couple of other hired thugs and bodyguards who are sort of, they give you the once over and then,
Maybe a little swish of the tail.
Yep. And then you head into your Uncle Archie's living room, or living quarters, I should say. And he's standing near the window. Let me give you guys what Archie looks like. Archie looks like this. Where are you, Archie? Here's Archie. There he is. Boop. Rather dashing older man. His beard sort of plaited into 3 little sort of beard ponytails. Bony tails?
Brony tail?
Brony beardy tails? He's well accoutred. His boots need a little bit of work. A little shine here and there. But I mean, he's seen some stuff. And when you enter the room, he sort of opens his arms wide and he goes, "Hey, it's my girl."
Hey, Uncle! I run over. I give him a hug.
Yeah, he's got strong arms. He just wraps him around you real good.
Oh, my back cracks and it feels so good.
How you doing?
I flop down on the sofa. I'm sure a cloud of dust accompanies me.
Totally.
So.
Totally. He's just sort of like waves it out of the way.
I say, business as usual, but if Harry hits on me one more time before his wife is dead, I'm gonna scream.
Oh, shit. Yeah. We'll have to stop that.
I mean, really at all, but right now it's just in poor taste,
I completely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting it out there. I like Harry. He's a nice guy. Don't, break him or anything.
Good worker. Kill to death ratio. Very, very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand. Can't do very much about that.
Yeah. Needs to maybe cool his libido a little bit.
Yeah. I think he's just really lonely. Like, he's been through some stuff.
Yeah, well, haven't we all? Come on.
Very true. So, hey, how's life? How's the streets treating you?
Same as always. You
Nice.
love me or scared of me, and I get my job done.
Nice.
Reps intact. All the goodies. What
Excellent.
about you? How's biz?
Bases, I mean, hey, look at this place, right?
Yeah. Is that a new rug?
No, it's really just the same rug.
Did you clean it?
I might have once.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention before. It's really nice. I like the pattern.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since you've been here, so...
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I kind of, been on a wander, but I assume that you got all of my messages and
Totally.
all my debts and everything's good.
Absolutely.
Just making sure.
Yeah, about that. Well, it's a good thing you're sitting down. So,
Okay.
I think, you know me. I mean, I'm a business man of sorts. I've always done my best to take care of you. And, times have been tough sometimes. They've been good. I've always done my best no matter what. We've had some competition over the years. There have been other gangs. I shouldn't call them that because that's really not the way we think of ourselves anymore. There have been other groups with a more hostile attitude toward normal civilians for hire. Yeah, but
I know. I've been here.
yeah, yeah, I mean, I might as well just sort of come out with it. I'm kind of in a little bit of trouble.
So, what else is new?
No, I mean, this is not like the last time, right? So this is not like where
Okay.
I needed you to take care of someone for me, which you did, and I'm really grateful for it because, like, no one blows up a house like you do.
I know. I'm good at it.
Yeah, just sometimes you mess up a little bit, Zeke, and
Yeah, but I mean, everybody's half human, right?
he stares at you. I mean,
Sorry.
it's not like because you're half human that you mess up.
No, that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. I made
Okay.
it awkward. I so didn't mean to make it awkward.
No worries. It's cool. I mean,
But everybody screws up.
yeah,
sometimes.
everybody screws up. Everybody
Everybody occasionally blows up the wrong house. Like, it's a thing.
So, yeah.
Gary's handwriting is terrible.
Yeah, it really is. So, like, here's the deal. You ever heard of this, this really big, gang? It's in town. It's been around for, like, ever. And, we've been on pretty good terms with them for a long time. They're headed by, this chap called the Xanathar. You heard of him?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Xanathar is, he kind of like doesn't like to show he's really secretive. He's very sort of, in the shadows. It gives that sort of feeling of, ooh, look at me, I'm really scary. You don't know who my name, who I am. I could be anybody.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And his people are all really like, oh, look at me, I'm a Xanathar's agent. I could kill you at any moment.
So grumpy.
Fucking hell, man. I'm like, I just don't get them. Why can't you just like get along?
It's really not that hard. I don't understand it either, but whatever.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Xanathar is they're taking us over.
I'm sorry, what now?
So they're taking us over. And
like how?
So they've kind of got me a little bit of a pinch. I kind of owe them a lot of money.
What? Could you give me a number?
Oh.
Ballpark?
Ballpark. I mean, I can give you exact amounts.
That would probably be helpful.
It's gonna be a lot. I'm just letting you know, like, a lot.
I'm already sitting. Just tell me.
Right. So it's 25,000 gold pieces.
I just kind of soundlessly slide off the couch and onto the floor, and maybe pick quietly at the rug for a minute.
Yeah, that's a lot, right? I mean, like, it's a crazy amount of money.
It's like, yeah, that's a lot of money.
It's
How did you come to owe them this much money?
So, So there were times over the years that Xanathar's guild kind of did a lot of work where I said we did it, and they actually did it, but I paid them to, to keep quiet about it. But I didn't really pay them. But I said I would pay them, and I said I owe them, this much. And then he started to raise the what do you call that? The thing where like it keeps going up if you don't pay someone.
Interest?
Right, interest. Yeah. So like the interest was like really, really small numbers.
It
Like
kept getting bigger because you didn't pay it, because that's how it worked.
so like I just don't get that. Like this whole interest rate thing. Like is that this?
God, you are a criminal. How do you not understand this?
I mean, I never really had to deal with interest. The people, if I told them that if they didn't pay them, I'd break their legs, and they just pay me. So I didn't have the whole sort of idea of like long-term payments anymore. So is that a problem? I don't.
This is what happens when I'm too good at my job. You get lazy.
Whoa! That hurts me. That hurts me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I take that back. That was really that was mean. Maybe a little bit true, but it was mean, and I apologize. So, how do we get out of this?
There you go. That's my goal. Always thinking about positivity. Always thinking about how to get yourself out of a jam.
Uniforms. Ugh, they're so drab.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I completely agree.
what can we do to fix this?
So
There's a way out.
completely a way out. There is this woman I met on a date.
Oh, God.
I know, right?
God.
Like of all the places.
So not going to end well.
No.
All right.
It's good. It's all good.
Mhm.
There's this sort of dating thing here in Waterdeep where
We're not doing magic dating.
Oh yeah, I have to do it because like every other way of dating, it just falls on my face. I can't do it. and then I do magic dating, and then occasionally, every once in a while, I get a hit.
You are so handsome. I don't understand how you.
I'm really old, Zeke.
So what?
Zeke,
Well, I thought you were rich. I guess you're not, but you could have used that to your advantage.
So yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. Fast forwarding through your catastrophic dating life, you met a woman, and
I did. I met a woman, and she's gorgeous, and she's exotic, and she's from a completely different country, and she's got a lot of money. I mean, in the banks.
So
She's got a lot of money in the banks.
Or what? Okay.
I mean, sort of,
stealing
kind
her
of.
money?
No. I would never steal.
Okay.
She's the woman of my dreams. I would never steal her money. But she's got vested interests, right? She's from this crazy country to the south called Chult.
Okay. No, nothing.
That's cool. It's like this crazy island. It's like a jungle island. I mean, it sounds like a great place to vacation if you ask me. It's got a lot of beaches, from what I understand.
Who are you?
I mean, I got to retire sometime once I get out of debt.
Yeah, if you ever get out of debt.
I will. Anyway, so
proceed with the plan.
yeah, right. So she's kind of a collector of antiquities and rare items, mostly magical items.
Okay.
And she said that if I got her certain magical items, that she would buy them for the cost of what they were worth, and then hopefully I could pay off the Xanathar and I would be able to get out of this shithole.
Hopefully, as in you don't know if they're actually enough to pay it off.
Oh no! There's one place in this godforsaken city that actually has enough magical items that I would be able to pay it all off in one shot. Which is where, just where you come in, darling.
Me?
Yeah.
You know that I'm. My job is the smashy, scary.
Oh, I know.
The thieving thing is, I'm not so good at the sneaky. Well, the sneaky's good, but not so much the steely.
Totally get it. What I need you to do is find some others that are pretty good at the other shit that you're not so good at, and then do an old man a favor and find some of this shit down in
Spit it out.
Well, I mean, you know that place that we talked about when you were a little girl that you should never go down, because if you went down in there, then you'd probably ever end up like eaten by like horrible monsters, and because like there's just
Centaur's Alley?
No. There's so like, you know that great bar called the Yawning Tavern, the Yawning Portal. It's you know that place.
They have great cheese fries.
Yes, cheese fries. Exactly.
Yeah.
The ale is sort of Mets, but the cheese fries are right on top.
Fries are amazing.
Yeah, so Yawning Portal's got this kind of crazy well. Remember that big old well in the middle of the place?
Yeah, in the middle, and like every now and then these really weird screams just come like bubbling up out of it.
Totally. And then one time we saw like this group of tourists, and they sort of like were like, "Hey, look at me! I'm going down in the well." And they stepped up on the thing.
Yeah, no, and then they slipped and they fell and they were screaming, and like I think half of one came back and maybe the other.
It was bad.
Yeah, totally. You want me to go there?
So, how do I put this nicely? Yeah.
Well, that's just fucking crazy.
I know.
Sounds like fun.
His eyes like turn to the size of dinner plates, and he holds his breath for like a good 5 seconds.
I'm not fucking with you. I'll do it. It sounds like a gas. What? This town is boring. Hello?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were fucking with me. I thought you were fucking with me for a second.
I mean, I'm kind of fucking with you because I think you're absolutely insane, but I'll do it.
So you'll head down there, get some righto
Crazy magic shit?
and then bring it back and then sell it, and then we're square.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to give you all of the money if I do all the work. I'll get your ass out of debt, old man.
That's all I care about right now. That's it.
And last question. You go retire to Sweaty Jungle Island with Magic Dating Lady, and who takes over here?
What, like here in Troll Skull Manor?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I don't see what. Are you trying to say you want the house?
Yes.
He
Where
considers
else
it.
am I going to live, old man?
Make a persuasion check, Zeke. First roll ever. Here we go.
Yeah, now I have to do it right.
So on the skills side on the left, you should see persuasion.
Yep, I
give
just
it a.
clicked on it.
All right.
Did it work?
I did not see
Oh.
it.
Did not.
I saw. No, we saw it. There we go. That's an 11.
I was responding to the number, not to the
Oh.
technology.
You got an 11. He says, I mean, this house has been in my family for generations, Zeke.
And I am your family.
Oh, no, I definitely am considering it. I'll tell you what. You have to make me a promise, right? That if you take the house, that you gotta fix it up real nice with the shit that you get out of under the mountain. After you pay my debt, of course. Right?
Okay. After I pay your debt.
Yeah.
And maybe take care of a few things that I need to take care of, because the
Sure.
girl's got to have her secrets. I promise I will fix this house up right.
Great. Done. Deal.
Amazing. Now, where am I going to find enough motherfuckers crazy enough to go down in that hole with me? Suggestions?
And now we're going to cut from your scene to another scene, a completely separate scene, outside of Waterdeep, where we see a... This is it? Yeah. Find it. Here we go. I found it. Here we go. Riding across the plains is a lone figure. That figure is a rather large figure compared to the horse that he is riding. Who is it is a large horse, but the figure astride it is perhaps missized for it because he's a big fella, and he's got a big old cape that sort of flies in back of him, and he rides across the plains at a very fast pace towards the city of Waterdeep. Drakon, describe Qrevialur.
Very stout, muscular man with scars all over his body. A brass dragonborn. So many scars, in fact, that they overlap half the time. He has ginormous horns. Probably about the size of a halfling. Halfling's head, maybe.
The horns themselves are the size of a halfling's head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the horns.
Just the horns.
And they look like they're about to break. They're cracked, broken, but they're still intact. He actually has a bit of jewelry on them of different types: silver, gold, various other things.
Okay.
And he definitely has a look of my wife dresses me.
Okay.
Looks very fancy.
Fancy, giant dragonborn with cracked face and cracked horns.
He doesn't fit in the clothes though. Like, they're the size, but you're just like, he did not pick those out by any means.
Okay. So Qrevialur is, am I pronouncing that right? Qrevialur with a little r to the R's?
Yes.
Cool.
Perfect.
he rides across the plains, which sort of coast up and down as he rides along the road towards the city of Waterdeep from the east. He sees the massive metropolis spread out before him, and he's riding at a full tilt. His horse is sweating, but he drives it on further and faster until you reach sort of a sort of plateau where you can see the entire city laid out before you. At which point, the horse stops, or at least you pull the horse to a whinnying stop. And you withdraw from your pack a piece of paper. Now, it is up to you whether you want to read this paper out loud or you want to sort of keep it for later.
Keep it for later.
Keep it for later. Excellent. You sort of take a look at it and grimace. Stow it back in your backpack and give your horse a little whack on the thigh, and he and continues on towards the city. At which point, it's not long after that you arrive in Waterdeep proper. The horse slows to a small canter, and you enter the city. Sort of, I don't know, is this the first time that you've ever been to Waterdeep?
No, definitely not.
Okay, so you know the city well.
Pretty well.
Okay.
He's probably been kicked out of a few taverns here.
Okay. Would you say he's well known by the populace, as in people would see him and probably know him by his sort of just overall face, or would he be not that well known? Oh, so yeah, so he would be well known by just the average person.
Rumors,
Okay.
maybe a wanted poster or two.
Okay. They never get the horn right though. It's just like a little bit askew.
They're always, and it's always way too small. They always have normal dragonborn horns, and they're never cracked.
They're never cracked.
Never cracked.
Is there a section of Waterdeep that you'd want to head to first? You are here a little early compared to what was stated in the letter. At least, I would say a day early.
A day early?
Mm-hmm.
Well, first thing I like to do is, does the yawning portal have rooms that you could stay in?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, then he'd first go to the yawning portal.
Okay, very good. So you spur yourself onto the dock ward where the yawning portal is, and hitch up your horse to a post, and are able to head into the yawning portal if you so desire.
Definitely.
Okay. You enter the yawning portal, and it's a rowdy atmosphere. It's just as you remember it from long ago. It's the same place.
One place dare not start a fight in.
Okay. You remember that the last time you were here was maybe 10 years ago when Xeon was a youngin'. And the same bartender is here from 10 years ago. He looks the exact same. Big sort of rough and tumble guy. Same giant mutton chops. Still cleaning glasses. Still handing out the beers.
Well, he's gonna approach the bar.
Okay.
How much for a night?
A night? You mean a room?
Sure.
Yeah, that'll be, let's see. We have small rooms and we have big rooms. Which one do you want?
A. Which is available.
Well, we have both available.
Just give me a small room. I don't need much room.
Fair enough. That'll be 20 silver pieces.
It's fine by me. And he just puts down 2 gold in there. Just right on there.
Bartender looks at it, picks it up, bites it, makes sure it's real, stows it in his pouch, says, "Thank you for your patronage. I'm sure Bever will allow you to any of the rooms." Bever! And a sort of buxom, blonde hostess who has like her arms full of food and beer looks at the barkeep and just goes, I've got all these drinks. What do you want me to do? I've got all these drinks here. Just put them down. This man wants a room. He's already paid in advance. For a lot. All right, Durnan, I mean, I've got... Whatever. And she just, like, slides the drinks and food onto the bar and says to Qrevialur, all right, just follow me. The rooms are upstairs. Come on.
He's going to follow in complete silence.
Okay. She guides you up above the somewhat rowdy crowd to a long hallway. The walls are relatively thin, so even though she opens the door and shows you the room, which is decent, it's not like crawling with bugs, but it's not like the walls aren't peeling. You can still hear the crowd in the tavern below. She gives you the key.
You gladly take it.
Yep.
And probably set a lot of his stuff down. He probably was carrying at least 2 sacks worth, probably dragging them.
Okay.
And he just puts them right in a chest.
Cool.
Does the chest have a separate key, or does he use the same key?
Separate key.
Alright. Well, did she give that to him?
She did, yeah.
Okay, well he's gonna lock the chest,
Okay.
lock the room, and then leave.
Cool. Where do you want to go?
Probably just gonna... Waterdeep is by a large body of water, isn't it?
That befits the name, yes.
I figured.
Yeah.
So he's probably gonna walk towards the water and just kind of gaze for a while.
Okay.
He just needs a bit of time
Sure.
to calm down.
You pass by the majority of the crowd on your way out. You see a very strange thing, actually, and I'd like you to do so. And we're going to go to break as soon as you make this roll. And on your way out, there is a woman who sits at the bar, and as you walk towards the door, she sort of swivels in her seat, and you see that this woman is wearing a large sort of cloak over her head, and the very top portion of her face is hidden by a mask. And she says,
well, hello there, tall, dark, and horny.
Yes.
Care for a drink? I think we have some business to discuss.
Yes, we do. Might as well.
she smiles, and she offers you the seat next to her.
He'll sit.
Okay, cool. So this is where we're going to head to break, and we'll be back in 5 minutes, folks. And till then, see you soon. And we're back. Okay.
Time.
Long time no talk, right? By the way,
Yeah, it's been so long.
always drink water when you're playing D&D. Always.
Keep it tight.
Keep it tight and drink water.
water.
Sponsored by water.
No particular water.
no
brand,
no
just
particular
water.
brand. We don't go for.
I'm totally drinking water and not vodka.
I mean, that's your choice.
This is all vodka. What are you talking about?
Wow, that's a lot of
Hey,
vodka.
I need it to deal with Kraw all day, or at least for 5 hours.
That's a lot of vodka. That's still. I was watching Game of Thrones, and every time someone important died, I had a drink of scotch.
So you died and came back to life after it was over? The Lord of
Whoa,
Life brought you back?
spoilers. Holy shit.
Well, at least I wasn't watching Avengers Endgame,
It's
because
Game
from
of
what I understand, yeah,
I watched that.
I don't
Saying
want to.
someone died is like saying, I don't know,
Not gonna lie,
Yeah, snow is cold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
cried 4 times in that movie.
Spoilers.
yeah, we're not going to go there. This is a spoiler-free D&D channel.
I will reveal one thing. There are superheroes.
That's okay.
Oh, that's it.
Spoiler.
I can't even see it now. What did you do?
I did that just to mess with you.
All right.
Thanks, appreciate it.
So,
Iron Man played Sherlock in a movie. That's a spoiler.
Iron
I like that Sherlock movie.
so
that.
Actually,
Sherlock movie.
it's fun. I like it. Okay.
we're back. All right. So we're gonna cut away from Qrevialur's little tete-a-tete with the mystery woman, and we'll find out more about what happened in that at a totally different time. I'll get with you, Talron, about exactly what happens in that between now and later. But yeah. Anyway, let us flip to a totally different scene. At, shall we say, not the docks actually per se, but the Talron.
Oh boy.
You and Clemens walk into a totally different inn. Was it in the dock ward as well? I can't remember.
I'm not sure where the Cyclops Inn is. It was just.
Let's call it a competing inn to the Yawning Tavern. They just happen to have the same awesome bard who plays in the background. And Talron, you and Clemens walk into the Cyclops Inn. Is that correct, Elbauthin?
That's right.
Cool. And Clemens sort of sits down at a table with you, Talron, and there is a distinct sort of discomfort. He's constantly looking at the door.
I'm sorry, why are we here again?
I don't know. I think they told us to stay here.
Did they say for how long?
No, they did not.
I mean,
Yes, we did. We told as long as it took us to get back.
Which was an indeterminate amount of time.
so...
I can only imagine it wouldn't be that long. It's not like we'll be here for days. Because if I...
It's like, not to be rude or anything, but this is like a totally different environment where anything could happen here.
You sound like you are intrigued by this burgeoning metropolis.
I can't say it's every day a swamp person has ever gone outside of his comfort zone. Just it's totally new. Everything's new here. There's so many people here.
There are indeed a lot of people.
You never see anything like this in the swamps, like ever. Not even in Schult. And that place was a dick. I'm just. Oh.
So it sounds like you are now going to be a city person.
I guess. I mean, I just gotta learn how to just learn the ropes, learn all the new survival of the fittest type stuff around the city. Just, yeah. I mean, yes.
Well,
Yourself, though.
I mean, hey, that's all well and good. You know, Talron, I'm not going to be around for very much longer, but I'm kind of intrigued by something.
Hmm?
You and I never really talked a whole lot.
Yeah. Given the circumstances, I suppose so, yeah.
Fair enough. We were kind of, I don't know, saving the world and all that jazz. But you have a special talent or gift, I think. Am I correct?
I mean, given what I need to survive, I suppose so, yeah.
Right. Your talent is granted to you by something other than your innate natural ability. Am I correct?
That obvious.
Well, you kind of talked to him all the time until we got to the two. And then, well, nothing happened after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you are on something there, but yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, my, I don't know, my curiosity has been piqued. I am usually not a man who gives two flying fucks about religion or the masses or anything like that. I am a family man. Or at least I was. But something about your abilities granted to you by this, well, I don't know what to call them. What did you call them?
I'll look around real quick to see if anyone else is like listening.
Make a perception check.
Uh,
You look around, you don't see anyone particularly interested in your conversation.
Goes by the name of Kyvan.
I'm sorry, what?
Kyvan.
Coffin?
Something. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
coffin. So this coffin gives you your abilities.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly there is something about you that this coffin likes, for you to have been granted that kind of power. Don't you agree?
Well, I mean, considering I'm just more of a survivalist throughout most of my lifetime.
So you're saying it's just dumb luck?
Or it could be dumb fate.
Aren't they the same thing?
I don't know, honestly. It's just. Fate's got a weird sense of humor, you know?
Huh. Clemens like chuckles a little bit and then like gets a little serious. He says, I know a lot about that.
Hmm. It's just hard to explain about the supernatural stuff that happens. So,
I understand, but my idea of fate has been changed by what happened with us in Chult. I went looking for revenge against the creature that killed my daughter and ended up finding my daughter. Would you say that's a little bit of serendipity? Or that it was all meant to be?
sorry, I barely heard you at the last part. Like,
It was all meant to be.
I mean, perhaps it was. I mean,
I think that you have given yourself short shrift, Mr. Talron. I think that you need to take your mind and put it in a place where you really accept that you are not only in charge of your own fate, but that you deserve it.
you're saying I'm not?
I say that things have happened in the past week that may make you think that your life, as it currently exists, is not worth living.
I just,
And as always, you are a fantastic conversationalist. He drinks his drink.
yeah, I'm just
Listen,
going through it.
I know you're going through a tough time. I've gone through tough times myself. I lost my wife. I lost my daughter. And yet, look at me. Here I am, a whole man again.
Well, you've been through far more lifetimes than me so far, so you have plenty more experience.
You've just proven my point. Exactly.
Uh, I mean, I'm just the odd one, still learning how to cope with stuff.
Cope. I understand about coping.
I don't know, I mean, especially with relationships and that.
Listen, Talron, I'm just kind of get down to it here. You have a greater purpose. That purpose has been given to you. You must grasp it. You must not ignore it. This coffin chose you. You did not choose him. Or her, or it, or whatever the hell it is. Am I wrong? Honestly.
Yeah, you aren't wrong.
Excellent. I like to hear that.
Yeah.
When was the last time you tried to have a conversation with Coffin?
Well, I mean, the last couple of times I've tried to was back during our times inside that damn temple.
Oh, in the two. And
Yeah,
you couldn't get through to Coffin in the
it was like
two.
it was like a bad reception or something like that.
Oh, bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any
Basically,
doubt that
yeah.
that son of a bitch, Asarak, that lich, was doing something in that place to really fuck with us. Not only just psychologically, but he wasn't giving us any way of getting help from the people who would normally give us help, either through divine or arcane means.
It was just all kinds of it was just all kinds of bad.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt it. What I'm trying to say is, in a rather sort of roundabout way, is give your friend a call now. He might be able to help you out of the rut in which you find yourself.
You sure I should be doing that though?
Why would you not?
I
This
don't know.
entity, this whatever you fucking want to call it, God, this guy has helped you through your life. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
He has given you purpose, has he not?
Yeah, he has.
So why do you not? Do you just want to ignore him for the rest of eternity? Give the man a. Try and
Alright.
speak with him, for goodness sake.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I don't know, like, saying as I like look around again, I'm just not really sure if this is the appropriate place.
Oh no, I mean, if this is not the right place to, I don't even know what's going to happen. Honestly, I've never seen you do it. I mean, it's is your head going to spin around? Are you going to start talking in tongues? I don't even know.
Well, I mean, certainly the last time tried using his abilities or whatever, I started speaking weirdly. Something about Thay. Except that was a while ago.
Okay.
But like other than that, though, I don't like. It's been a while since like experienced communicating with the guy, so I'm a little rusty.
So what do you got to do? You got to like meditate or be in like one of those like sensory deprivation tanks or something? What do you got to do?
I'm probably just gonna wait till nightfall and might as well do that in the middle of night or something like that. Might
So,
be a better chance then.
you mean like go to sleep?
I no. Just wait till it's a lot more quieter.
Oh, I see. So you can concentrate and get in touch with you in a thing.
Yeah, because right now it's bustling with people.
Right, because you don't want to contact some god in the middle of a ball.
Could cause people to think they're gonna be superstitious of me, you know?
Fair enough. So I guess you'll just have to see what happens tonight.
Might as well see if he picks up or not.
All right.
Otherwise, might as well try another time if he doesn't.
That's totally fine. That's up to you. I guess
Well,
see how things come to be.
how about you, though? I mean, you seem like you want to leave pretty soon, so...
Well, yeah, I kind of do. I was kind of using this as a way to give a last piece of advice. To be honest.
And you are a very knowledgeable man. A very wise man, actually.
I'll do what I can to be useful to my friends and neighbors.
Not gonna lie. Yeah, I miss having your company. As well as your pancakes.
Oh, yeah. That's all right. Pumbaa's back to snuff. Get him making not just pancakes. I'm thinking maybe we'll have him try a new setting. We'll try the waffle setting. See how that works out. Oh yeah. I've been working on something new, but it'll take a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, a little bit of tinkering, that kind of stuff.
Gonna start a breakfast club?
You know, I hadn't thought about that until right now. That is a fantastic idea. Clemens Breakfast Club.
Oh dear, what have I done? Yeah, I mean, sell down like at your home, start a breakfast club, taking it easy.
Well, Davies Hollow is kind of far away from here, so it's not going to get a lot of demand.
Oh, I mean,
so maybe,
or
I don't know, maybe I should stay here in Waterdeep and do it.
how? Well, I mean, how long has it been since you've seen your wife, though?
My wife?
Or,
I mean, she's kind of...
well, I mean...
He narrows his eyes at you. He's like...
Well, I mean, look,
Yes, go ahead. I am listening.
Look, I gotta tell you what you want to do, like, in terms of, like, what your lifestyle is gonna be.
Yeah.
But, like, where you want to stay here, Waterdeep, and start your breakfast club, that's totally cool. Make a living. Have some fun with your Pumbaa. Or if you want to settle down quietly, I mean, that's up to you either. I want to tell you what to do.
Well, I'll tell you what I cannot do is I cannot just sit here and wait for Mr. Elbauthin and Mr. Ferros and Mr. Laraxi to show up. I just cannot. I don't even know where these people are.
Well, I mean, if you want to go, I mean, it's fine by me. I mean, it was nice having a good conversation with you again, though. Yeah, I miss your company, though.
I know, Talron. I will miss yours as well, but I cannot just... Listen, I'm an old man,
Yeah.
and I cannot do this kind of stuff for the rest of my life.
Well, I mean, I'm old enough to watch over myself. Yeah.
All right. So, would you feel terribly put out if I left you here?
I'd be fine.
You're not gonna go
Promise.
run away. I was
No.
sort of, I was sort of put with you to make sure you did not just go running out into the middle of Waterdeep and start mucking about.
No. That I'll be good. I'll be good.
Sure.
I'm sure. Look around
Talron,
again.
I mean,
Yep.
it has been an honor, sir.
It's been a hell of a trip. Been a hell of a trip working together for sure.
I hope this Coffin, I hope it gives your life another renewed confidence. And he stands up and he sort of holsters his gun, puts his gun behind him. Sort of gives you a little head nod. And he walks out the door.
See ya.
Door shuts behind him.
I slowly around, looking around at the people,
Yeah,
noticing that I'm actually by myself here.
you are indeed.
Okay, this is awkward. Hope the Loraxi and Elbauthin gets here soon.
And we cut to off of that scene. We cut away from the Cyclops Tavern to a city street where a tall elf, his walking companion, is Loraxi in Fix?
Loraxi.
It's in Loraxi.
It's Loraxi.
So, okay. So he looks like a dragonborn now, yeah?
Blue Dragonborn, yeah.
Elbauthin, you're right outside the barracks where you first obtained your mission to go down to Chult. And it looks the same.
Alright, so I head on in and head over upstairs to Captain Rolthon's office and
Yep.
ask Loraxi to give me a second, knock on his door.
Okay. You knock on the door.
Alright.
The door opens, and instead of seeing your previous supervisor, Captain Rothon, you see instead a tall human with a buttoned-up shirt and sort of slicked-back hair open the door. He looks at you and says, yes?
Lieutenant Elbauthin looking for I'm looking for Captain Rolthon.
Captain Rothon is no longer part of this particular barracks.
Where would he be?
He is no longer living, sir. Who are you?
Lieutenant Petlen.
His eyes sort of open a little bit. Lieutenant Elbauthin, Petlen?
Yeah.
I see. I did not expect you here in Waterdeep, Lieutenant Petlen. Are you here alone?
I've brought with me person that could assist us in the previous investigation for which I was
Yes.
sent to China.
Yes, yes. The City Watch is quite grateful for your service. I'm concerned that do you have a spare 10 minutes? That's all I need.
Of course, sir.
Excellent. Please, by all means, no. Come in and have a seat. Please.
Okay, coming in. But I'm just saying, I just need to know who you are, sir.
Oh, I beg your pardon. My name is excuse me, Jallister, Jallister Silvermane.
Do I hear this?
Make a perception check.
Shit.
You are downstairs, so that does make sense, right?
No, I didn't have a. Oh my god.
Huh.
What is the deal with you and these
This
crits
guy
tonight?
Crits.
What?
Jesus.
3 times now.
Well,
Making up my
clearly,
initiative rolls.
yeah, right, exactly. We're not going to be doing any of that tonight, but hell, I mean, you might as well get the crits out of the way now. But yeah, I would say that you do hear this conversation.
Do I know the name?
Do you know the name Jallister Silvermane? Make a history check.
Oh shit. What's his in? Oh no. He was a cleric, so he probably didn't have that high of an int. So I'm just gonna guess 1 again.
Okay.
There you go.
You do not know Jallister Silvermane from a historical perspective.
So I'll just keep listening.
Okay. Yes, by all means, please, would you like a drink?
No, sir. First, please tell me your rank, sir.
Technically, it's commander, but it's just been recently given to me. I've just been promoted, due to the death of Captain Rulathon. You clearly don't know anything about his.
Well, sir, I've been gone for 4 months, and this investigation was critical to Silverhand.
Yes, Laeral Silverhand. Yes, 100%. I've been given the authority over that investigation now. So yeah, that's kind of where things where things stand, right?
Okay, Matt, I'm gonna do a deception check on that.
Okay, what are you going to try to do specifically?
I just want to make sure he's not lying to me.
Oh, so that would be an insight check.
Isn't that a deception check?
So deception is when you're trying to deceive someone. Insight is when you're trying to determine if someone is trying to deceive you. So with a 27, you can determine that he is not lying.
Okay, sir. So, I've returned from Chult.
Yes, clearly.
If you don't mind, I'd like to bring in a gentleman that could help further the investigation along into the office. It's okay with you?
Is he a member of the City Watch?
No, he is not.
Does he have the appropriate security clearances? I'm confused.
He doesn't, but he was tracking Minak, and Minak turned out to be a Milagrum.
I see.
Of sorts, and he would have more information. I haven't had a chance to seriously sit down and discuss it with him.
Right.
I figured Captain Rulathon would want to address it himself, since I left with such urgency and very little detail, sir.
Right. He looks a little confused and a little bit dismayed. Make a persuasion check. He says, well, I don't really have the authority to let this individual
inside. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to decline that request.
No problem, sir. So now that I'm back, those are the details that I have. Minak turns out to be a Milagrum. I don't know what the matter, the reason the attack was on Silverhand, and the events at Schult turned out to be a little bit larger than the what I believe I was sent to investigate.
I see. So, Lieutenant Petlen, let me start off by saying I am more than happy to welcome you back to Waterdeep, where we have greatly required your services and are quite gratified to know that you have dealt with the situation, at least to the satisfaction of Lady Silverhand. There is another matter that we need to discuss.
Sure.
You'll have to understand that this information is extremely secretive, and your convalescence and discretion in this matter is extremely important.
Okay, sir.
Excellent. Well, where to begin? Your presence here in the city, you've met with Lady Silverhand. I'm going to go ahead and I assume, although I don't quite remember.
I questioned her and interrogated her staff, sir.
I see, but not met Lady Silverhand directly.
No, I've met her directly. I questioned her. Sir.
Oh! I do apologize. I thought that you were just met her staff. Okay. Lady Silverhand is, if you don't already know her place, she is the Open Lord of Waterdeep. There are, of course, the Masked Lords of Waterdeep, which we don't really have the ability to discuss. But Lady Silverhand, for all intents and purposes, is the ruler, in all but name, of Waterdeep. She keeps the peace. She holds the order. She is a presence here in Waterdeep. Without her, the city would falter.
Well known, sir.
Without Waterdeep, the Sword Coast would fall. Without the Sword Coast, most of Faerun would fall to various contingencies. So it is a clear matter that without Laerel Silverhand, this world would most likely fall to disorder and death. Without being dramatic. Lady Silverhand has had a very long and life. She is a... do you know what a chosen is, Lieutenant Petlen?
I can't say I do, sir.
So, the gods have avatars. They sometimes appear, at least in times past before the spell plague. They would come to Faerun and express their either gratitude or dismay by choosing individuals of great power and value and imbuing them with their own souls. Laerel Silverhand is a chosen of the goddess of magic known as Mystra, and that is where she obtains her powers from.
Okay, sir.
She personally was ordained by the goddess Mystra to maintain order in the city of Waterdeep, and therefore it is her purpose in life to do so.
As is ours, I suppose, sir.
It is a fair assessment. The Lord's Alliance works in tandem with the City Watch. Of course, the City Watch's purview being only within Waterdeep, but the Lord's Alliance being between all of the different cities along the Sword Coast. as well as many nations in the realms Cormyr, on Luskan, etc., to maintain order and, in fact, civilization as a whole. Laerov's magic, which has maintained Waterdeep for centuries, is beginning to wane, and we don't know why. And neither does she. Her abilities to perform her great feats of magic have become increasingly difficult, putting extreme strain on her physical form and pushing her into periods of time where she must take immense rest just to maintain her powers. It is therefore our ability to maintain the secrecy on this particular point, for if any malevolent forces were to know that Lady Silverhand were in such a state, then they would certainly take advantage of this, and using that would take what power they could for themselves.
Understood. Sir, if I may, I've tried to maintain composure through this conversation, but I find it quite disturbing that Captain Rulathon, is he dead?
Yes,
sir?
unfortunately, Lieutenant, he is dead, sir. Do you have any questions that you would like me to answer concerning that?
Cause of death, sir? And the reason?
Poison.
He was poisoned.
Yes.
And there is also there's a number of things, sir.
By all means, yes.
Are are you aware that the Thayans were involved in Schult?
We were aware that they were involved for quite a while, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Particular Thayan, uh, uh, Lieutenant to what's his name?
Are you speaking of Zaztam?
Yes.
Yes, Zaztam, the
Valindra
ruler of
Shadowmantle.
Thay, yes. Yeah, Valindra
Valindra
Shadowmantle, yes. What of her?
She was there.
Yes, we know of her presence there.
Interesting. Um, should I address Lady Silverhand?
No, you should not.
Okay. Well, I'm guessing that you're tasking me with investigating the current situation, right?
No, I am not. What I am
Okay.
tasking you to do is to listen.
Okay.
Excellent.
Listening.
Thank you. Lady Silverhand has done extensive research on how to halt this decline within her powers. It is not an easy task, but the ways that she has found, at least temporarily, to stem this is to obtain a fairly powerful magical artifact, which can essentially be found in only one place. Luckily, it is here in the city proper. Well, of a sort. It is a crystal imbued with magical powers, known as the Rune Stone. Um, are you aware of an individual by the name of Hallister Blackcloak?
No, sir.
Excellent. Let me be brief. Hallister Blackcloak is a figure from history. He is a legend of sorts. We haven't necessarily known if he was real, although those who have ventured underneath Waterdeep have certainly stated that he is. He seems to be a
powerful wizard, or at least was, from history's past. He came to this area when Waterdeep was just villages, and set up his powerful keep, which extended far below Waterdeep, and called this maze of caverns, called it Under Mountain. Perhaps you're familiar with that.
I've heard of it, sir.
Excellent. Under Mountain is where this artifact exists.
What's that wizard's name again, sir?
The wizard's name? Hallister Blackcloak. Hallister Blackcloak, yes.
And the artifact that I'm looking for.
The rune stone, yes. We know from scrying that its location is somewhere in Under Mountain. We're not quite sure exactly where.
The name of the rune.
I beg your pardon?
The name of the rune, sir.
I don't
The
understand.
artifact.
The rune
name-
stone. Yes, the rune stone. Yes.
It's just the rune stone.
That's what its name is. The rune stone. Yes.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Excellent. So, Lady Silverhand has tasked me with obtaining this rune stone at whatever cost possible, and I mean, I've heard many tales of you and your compatriots and how they dealt with the situation down in Chult. I assume you're up for another assignment.
Well, sir, there is the matter of my pay.
Excellent.
Which has been
Of course, your pay, yes.
overdue. And
Yeah.
then, of course, sir, all wanted to... Vajra Safar, sir.
Yes.
Can I possibly reach out to her?
The Blackstaff herself.
Yes.
What exactly would you like to have from Vajra, the Blackstaff?
Just want to inquire about the relation to, in relation to the situation that's currently affecting Silverhand.
The Blackstaff has no connection to what is going on with Lady Silverhand. She and the Silverhand are in constant communications with how to maintain order in the city. I don't believe that your assignment would extend to her specifically.
Understood. And Matt, what was his name again? Sorry to interrupt.
Sure. Which one? The wizard?
This new guy with a weird rank of commander.
Oh, his name? His name is Jallister Silvermane. In fact, I think Jallister Silvermane. There he is. Here, guys. This is Jallister Silvermane. And for those of you watching, here's Jallister Silvermane.
Got it in my notes. All right, sir. So I will begin immediately.
Excellent. It's kind of key to understand that if you do obtain this runestone, or at least see it, you will see that it is a rather large crystal. It will not be able to be removed out of Undermountain, but we only require a fragment of this crystal.
Understood.
Perhaps this small, pebble-sized fragment. Yes.
I'll retrieve a pebble-sized fragment.
And that you must deliver it to me in utter and the utmost secrecy. No one must know of this mission.
Understood.
Do not disclose this purpose to your companions. Do you understand?
I understand.
If you must, you are to say that its recovery will help ensure Waterdeep's security.
Understood.
Excellent. You will know the runestone. It is a large, glowing, disc-shaped gem with a rune floating within its facets.
Thank you for the details, sir.
Let us speak about your reward since you're so interested in it. If you deliver this fragment beyond my lasting friendship, he smiles a very broad smile, which can bring many benefits within the ranks of the city wall. I assume you'll want something more tangible.
A promotion would be nice, sir.
Of
I've been a
course.
lieutenant for about 40 years.
I do apologize for the time sink. Captain Petlen does have a better ring to it, after all.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Understood, sir. And then the 4 months of pay so I can go get my provisions and begin this journey.
I have a better idea as to the pay. We're quite low on cash funds right now. There does seem to be a need that you have some better weaponry. Am I quite in the same mindset as you?
You are of that mindset, sir.
Excellent.
Couldn't attack some creatures the last time that I went with these weapons, yeah.
Yes, well, you've made do quite well with what you've had. I've been promised by a very reputable member of Waterdeep Society that I am to receive a special gift as part of my new promotion of Commander of the City Watch by an individual by the name of Mert, one of the more prominent moneylenders here in Waterdeep. He's been saying to me that he would give me one of his luck blades. I will be more than happy to pass it on to you, if you so desire it.
Matt, is that a finesse weapon?
A luck blade is indeed a... Let me double check on this one. I think so. A luck blade is indeed a weapon of any type. It could be, as long as it's a sword.
That would be adequate, sir.
Excellent. It's worth noting that most luck blades have what are known as, well, let's call it what they are. A special property of this blade is, number one, that it is a magical blade. So, any creatures that require a little bit of magical prodding would certainly be the target of such a blade. And you would have a certain ability attached to it. It would enable a certain amount of luck, just in case things don't go your way.
Brings a smile to my face, sir.
The only thing that's kind of important to note is that Mert said that he's, well, it's not a brand new blade. It's a second-hand one. He's used it over time. It used to be ensorcelled with a number of spells on it known as wishes. Fortunately, he's used those wishes up, so they have none left.
I just want to be able to hit things, sir.
A man after my own heart. Very well. Well, you'll be able to meet Mert tomorrow, I believe in the afternoon. He frequents this downtrodden inn called the Yawning Portal, which happens to be the place where most of the entranceway to the Undermountain area would be. So if you have companions, you would be able to pick up the blade from Mert and then extricate yourself into Undermountain. Are we understood?
We are understood, sir. And then The talk of the original assassination attempt on Laurel Silverhand, I guess, is no longer a pressing issue for the law.
We have contingencies in place in case other assassination attempts occur. Clearly, they're tied to her waning power.
Well, okay. Just wanted to note that I haven't been able to apprehend a suspect.
I
So,
understand. We shall talk
the
about
assassin is
this
still on
at
the
another time. Meet your friend Mert tomorrow.
Will do, sir.
Excellent. You may take your leave. I do appreciate your...
Do I know who Mert is? I've been listening and I had a perception check 20, so.
Make a history check for Mert. Absolutely.
Okay.
Nope.
There goes.
Don't know who Mert is.
Okay.
All right, so I leave. I go downstairs.
I'm working on a map.
Okay.
And I pick up Fix Lorexi.
Oh,
Lorexi.
sorry. Yeah, 1 second. Alright, done. I scroll up. Alright. How was it?
He didn't want to meet you for some reason, which I find quite strange. A little odd that they would allow.
That's alright. I'm
an
not a harper
assassination
like you.
attempt on an open lord. Well, he's not a. I don't know if he's a harper either.
Well,
Captain Rulathon was a harper. I'm not sure if Commander Yalister's a harper. Anyway, told us to go to the yawning portal, but we should stop by and pick up.
yeah, pick up at least
Clement-
Talron.
Clement's
Clement's gonna leave, so.
Well, yeah, we'll wish him goodbye.
Yeah, sure.
So let's head on over to the
Mm-hmm.
Cyclops Inn and get him to move over to the yawning portal.
All right. And now the camera shifts again, as you guys leave that area, to the docks, where Ferros has just entered Waterdeep.
I'm just gonna go inside. Not say anything.
Okay. Ferros, you've just gone from the docks area. Are you heading straight for the temple?
Temple. Yeah.
Right into the temple.
Gonna try to find it. I was gonna try to find it, yeah.
Super. The Temple of Denier is a little bit further through the city, so you can make your way through the city. It takes you maybe, I don't know, an hour or two.
I'm gonna eye it a bit just to make sure I don't see anyone familiar, but not
Sure.
too hard.
Yeah, make a perception check. No one you know or recognize, which is, in some ways, comforting. But you do spy the Temple of Denier, which is this sort of massive stone edifice, which has the symbol of Denier on it. You enter, and it's a very quiet, austere place. There are various clergymen of Denier walking along, all helping the supplicants to various books, writing implements. You see one who's kneeling before a shrine with a very large tome. It's on its top.
Are there any of them that are available?
There are, yes.
I'm gonna go to one.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes,
I
my
was,
son.
Alright. I was at. So, first, I was sent to Candlekeep to Baldur's Gate Temple, and that one burned down.
Yes,
that
we
clergy-
heard of that
that-
awful tragedy. Yes.
Yes, I was sent here. So, simply put, for a while, I've been talking to Denier a bit, He let me. I wrote a book with him, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where the book is anymore, and, well, Candlekeep wouldn't let me back in because I didn't have it, so I went to Baldur's Gate. Guy, didn't believe me for some reason, I guess. But if I was just writing it in here, I don't know. I'm not sure. And then I came here. I was told to come here. So, I
see.
I just need some guidance. I'm not really sure what to do about anything.
I see. Well, have you attempted to contact our patron Denier, our lord?
I'm I mean, there were a few times. Not recently, no. Just because I haven't really had any time to stay still. I figured
I
this would be
see.
the place for.
Well, if there's any place to do it, this would be it. Please, by all means, if you need anything, I'm here for you.
Well, paper and pen, of course.
Of course. And she gestures to the altar on which there is a massive quill pen and a tome with blank pages on it.
Right. All right. Well, I guess here goes nothing. I don't have it written down on this sheet, Matt.
What do you not have?
The old ritual writing that Ferros would always write down every time. I don't have it written down here on my sheet.
That's okay.
But it's on the old sheet.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, let's just say that you sort of go through the same motions, though, yeah?
Yeah.
Sure. So you start scribbling, and you sort of like, it's almost like auto-writing, right? It's like, isn't that what it's called? Like auto-writing, when you sort of close your eyes and sort of like start scribbling, and then it turns into sort of actual writing. Isn't that, I think that's what it's called, right, guys?
Something like that.
And for a second, you start scribbling, and then your hand sort of starts moving in these strange patterns. And you take deep breaths. And your hand just keeps sort of moving in these strange patterns. And then you open your eyes expecting to see something on the page. And it's just a big mess of ink.
Well. Fantastic.
The clergyman, who's like he's like a young priest. He sort of like steeples his fingers and he sort of puts it in front of his face and goes, "Oh my, that's no good at all."
No, it's not. Guess I've lost it.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. That's quite depressing to hear.
I mean, clearly look at it. I mean.
Oh no, I know. What is your name?
Dechanka. My last name is Dechanka.
Brother Dechanka. There have been times in my young life where I have found that I have lost faith. And I have simply needed to latch on to the correct words from our Savior in order for those words to instill faith in me. I come from a long line of priests of Denir. My father was a priest of Denir. His father was a priest of Denir. And so it became obvious that I would carry on the lineage, the family line of being a priest of Denir, and it has given my life purpose. Do you have such a lineage in your life?
Nope. My dad didn't know Denir. He barely knew anything.
Oh, that's
I mean,
disappointing.
he was smart, don't get me wrong, but he didn't know anything about gods.
I see. What did your mother, perhaps?
I don't know much about her.
What do you mean you don't know much about your mother?
She wasn't around much.
I'm sorry to hear that. We all
No, that's fine. It's been quite a few years, trust me, I'm over it.
He sort of looks off to the side for a second. He says, Brother Dechanka.
Just call me Ferros. That makes me feel weird.
I apologize.
You're fine.
Ferros. When I was younger, and I know you say, but you look so very young. My age is belied by my facial features. I am, in fact, 53 years old. I performed a rite of Denir that enabled me to become very, very back in tune with my faith. There were times in my life where I had lost all hope, but performing this one rite saved
perhaps it could save you as well.
How did I even lose it in the first place? It's not like I don't.
I do not know. The Lord Denier knows when those of his children need assistance and when they no longer need his assistance.
I should have asked. I introduced myself. What's your name?
My name is Pekin, Pekkin.
Do I know the name religiously, or maybe historically? Either one.
Sorry, what was that?
Do I know that name like in a religious sense or in a historical sense? Either way.
You can make a religion check if you like.
Okay. I mean, it probably won't get anywhere. Yeah.
You don't recognize that name, no, from a religious perspective. It's not like he's been sainted or anything like that, no. It just seems to be... That's his name. Pekkin.
What's this rite involve?
It's not one I can condone, per se, but it's been kept in our annals for quite a while. Some would consider it blasphemous, but I knew that it worked for me. It simply requires that you get in touch with your lineage. And your lineage is your blood. And so it requires a very small amount of your blood. But it is not blasphemous of any kind. It is strictly within the rights of Denier.
Why do people consider it blasphemous then?
Blood magic is looked down upon in some cases.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, let's do it.
Excellent. I did not expect you to be so accommodating.
Well, I have nothing better to do, to be honest.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, really.
It's worth stating that if your lineage is not pure, it...
Yeah, there are risks involved. Let's do it.
Well, it could get very confusing, Hazel. Seeing as you are... Well, let's call a spade, you are a tiefling.
Correct.
So it could go along either one of your paths. It could go down your human path, it could go down your fiendish path. I am not quite sure. But either one will bolster your faith, we would assume.
Like I said, I'm already lost, so if this helps me out, it helps me out.
I see. Well, let's hope for the best then.
Avert.
Oh no, I've only used it in regards to myself, so I could only offer this assistance to you based on my own experiences.
You don't happen to know who the lead clergyman is, unless it's you, of course.
At this time, yes.
Alright. And I put my faith in you, I think, because if you're the lead clergyman of the temple, you know.
I do appreciate your faith in me. I would hope to put my
it
same
here,
faith
but
in you.
really not. Right.
Yes.
Alright, well, that's going on with thing.
Excellent. If you would follow me. And he, moves to the back of the cathedral. And takes a iron ring of keys, and he opens the door. Pushes it open and goes down a set of stairs to some space below the cathedral. He lights several candles around a windowless room. And it's cold down here. And there is an altar with the symbol of Denier over it. And a large book. And the book has many different entries in it. You can't really make them out from this distance, but this book is really large, and there's lots and lots of writing on it. And he says, "This is my private study. You'll have to excuse the mess."
No, it looks fantastic, actually.
Thank you. Well, I guess we should start.
Right.
Your hand, please.
I'll extend my right hand.
Excellent. From his side, he pulls a very small, very sharp knife and slices you across the palm.
There's a sting as he does so. And then he just gently angles your hand and lets the blood flow out of it. Drip, drip, drip. And as the blood falls onto the floor, you watch the blood, and then it starts to sort of, like time sort of slows. And then you realize that the blood that's falling from your hand is suspended in midair. And you look around, and time has completely stopped. And then from behind you, you hear a voice.
Hello, Ferros.
What am I hearing?
It's a woman's voice.
No, I'm asking out loud.
Please, by all means, turn around.
I'll turn around.
Before you see an absolutely stunning woman. She has long black hair that flows in curls over her shoulders to the middle of her, all the way past her breasts to the middle of her ribs. And she has her face is just sort of ovoid. It comes to a rather sharp point at her chin. And her eyes are bright red. And she looks at you and steps forward, and as she steps into the light of the candles of the room, you see that she's wearing a very tight, sort of black leather bodice. And the only lights beyond the candles in this room are the lights shining out of her eyes.
I'll have you know I have a boyfriend.
That's fine. I have one too. I'm not here for you.
Then why are you here if you're not here for me?
Not in that way.
She smiles, and for a second, you see her teeth. They're pure white, just a teeny bit sharp. All of them have tiny little sharp points.
So I understand that you're in a bit of a pickle.
That's correct.
Your whittle god, Denier, doesn't want to help you out, see?
That's a possibility.
Oh no, it's more than just a possibility, Ferros. It's a certainty. You know, you and I are kind of alike. We both have fathers that don't give a fuck about us.
That's incorrect. My father did care about me.
Oh no, he didn't, Ferros. If he did, he would have allowed you to come home before he died.
How do you know about this?
So, I think what's best for you is that you listen to me, because I know it seems like we don't have a lot in common, but I can really help you, Ferros. And Denier can't.
Who are you?
My name is Fierna.
Do I know who that is?
You can make either a religion or a history check.
They're both the same. Oh no, history's
Excellent.
better.
Okay. Well, you rolled a 22 on the history check. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say that you have definitely heard of the name Fierna before. Especially in relatively modern consequences. Fierna is an archdevil. She's a ruler of one of the layers of the 9 levels of hell.
Fiona, an archdevil. Right.
I guess my name is well known. I wouldn't have
studied at
expected
Candlekeep.
that you would know me, but I'm glad that you do.
Why all of a sudden would I go from Denier to an archdevil? Do you expect something for me to just suddenly go from being nice to being evil?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Evil? I am not evil. I
I'm an
help.
archdevil.
Oh. You know, so many in this world and others have seen archdevils as the forces that cause such strife and pain in the cosmos, and that's just not true. We're the opposite. We make sure that everything goes as it should. We prevent the evil and the chaos from consuming all of existence.
If you're not causing evil and chaos, then who is?
Well, there are things in this universe, Ferros, that are much worse than me. But that's neither here nor there. I'm here for you.
Why?
Well, I understand that you can't really do anything with Denier. And you're important. You're special. Don't you think you're special, Ferros?
You didn't answer my question. Why? Why do you want to help me?
See, Ferros, you're a tiefling. And your mom, well, you didn't really know her that well, but I knew her. I know her. She's a wonderful person, Ferros. And you deserve all the love from her that you possibly can. You deserve all the love from everyone that you possibly can. Don't you think?
I'm still so off-put. First you say my father didn't love me, now you say my mother only was the one that wanted to. And you know her very well.
I do.
I guess it makes sense, but not really. Why? How do you know her so well?
Because you don't know? Your mother is one of my kind. Your mother is she's a succubus. You had to have known.
I was never told.
That's very disappointing.
I barely saw her.
I'm sorry to hear that. You know that she was always watching you.
Perhaps.
No, not perhaps.
I can't say one way or the other. I never saw her.
Just because you don't see someone doesn't mean that they don't love you.
So, let me get this straight real quick. You want to help me out of the kindness of your heart.
Partially,
Do
yes.
And what's the other reason?
Well, I just want to see more people who I consider worthy to take their rightful place. To take their love and to own their power. Their real power.
As opposed to...
As opposed to just doing nothing with it. Don't you think that you should, Ferros?
I mean, I'm still... Every time I've asked you, why? want to help me. You keep giving a reason as to why I would want the help. I'm still curious as to your actual reasons. Knowing you, I mean, sorry to be completely blunt here, but you're still an archdevil. There's some reason you're not telling me, surely.
I don't quite understand why you think that just because I'm an archdevil doesn't mean that I'm not telling the truth.
Be back 1 second. Oh shit.
And he was never heard from again.
Rip.
And he's back. He's back. Hold on. We're back.
Oh. Somehow he's got a hell of a fan.
I'm terribly sorry about that.
That's okay.
Cats are being very annoying. Whatever. I'll get it. Okay. Sorry. I just don't know your reason.
My reason is
Tell me
exactly what
reasons.
I've told you.
You've told me reasons of why I would want it to do.
Yes, that's correct.
But why you?
I don't have any ulterior reasons other than you deserve love. You deserve the love from your mother. You deserve the love from the one who loves you the most. And that you've decided that you're not worthy of that love.
Alright. You convinced me.
That wasn't so bad now, was it?
Is this some sort of, just real quick, is this some sort of declaration I'm not with the Near anymore, too?
You can be with whoever you want to be. But you have to take my hand. You take my hand.
Alright. I'll take your hand.
I have to let you know of something before you do. Whenever there is love, there is pain. This may be pain. But at the other end, you'll come out stronger for it. I promise you.
And she takes her rather sharp black nails and slits her hand and offers you her hand.
Alright. I'll take it with my bloody hand as well.
And as you do so, this immense, racking pain, which feels like a fire in your soul, rises up. And you lose consciousness. And that's where we're going to stop for tonight.
Session 0.
Session...
Session 1.
Ooh, this is session 1, folks.
Ah.
So we'll continue where we figure out what happens to the rest of you folks. And how everybody gets out of their little predicaments and gets into your little predicaments next week. Any questions before we go?
I'm a lost child and I need help.
All right, great. We're going to wrap this up real quick. Let's go on back to, let's start with Sarah over here. Sarah, where can people find you on the internets?
Lovely Llama. LOVELYLLAMA, all one word, on Twitter and Instagram. If you like pictures of cats, it's a great place to find me.
Oh, yeah, cat pictures on Instagram. We love
Okay.
cat pictures on Instagram. All right, let's go down. Septur, where can people find you?
I mean, I'm just posting whatever shenanigans there is on Twitter, which is just look up Talron, pretty much. Just, don't really expect a whole lot from me, honestly.
Hey, that's you put on whatever you want to put on. That we're cool with that.
Pretty
All
much.
right. Super duper. Moving on. Drakon, where can people find you on the
Find me at twitter.com at overlord underscore Drakon. And that's about
Okay.
it.
Super duper. Kraw, the one who has made a deal with the devil, so to speak.
That's one of my characters.
This is true. You've also got Laraxi, who is perfectly fine.
I guess. I think it's right here, isn't it?
It is. It's right there. Well, it's.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the Twitter handle.
I can't.
Oh, right
It's
here.
over down there. Raise your hand up a teeny bit. A little bit more. Higher.
Somewhere
Higher.
around here.
That's pretty good. Oh, you had it. That's okay. That's fine. Yeah.
Around that.
Kraw Ferros. At Kraw Ferros.
Until he dies, and I'll switch it.
Jeez. Okay.
You mean
Happened once, it'll happen
next
again.
session, right?
No. It can't be next
He's
session.
already dead, actually. I should have told you. The thing
Yeah.
is, I've lied to everyone. I'm not playing Ferros' campaign.
Okay. Good to know. I'm gonna have to change the intro then. God
Spoilers.
damn it. And last but not least, we've got Alex over here. Alex, where can people find you on the internets? Oh, we've got you on mute. Try again.
So you can find me on Twitter at algorithm, which is with a 1 and a 0.
Nice.
Tweeted there since like 2009.
Get back to Twitter, man. Get back to work.
And on Instagram, _Alex_Lorenzo.
Super. Awesome. All right, folks. Thanks, everybody, for participating. And we'll see you all again next Tuesday. Have a lovely rest of the evening. Get some sleep, everybody. See you soon.